Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host, Mike, your freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today we're going to be playing a little of a visual novel called A Summer's End, Hong Kong, 1986. What is the game about? Well, let me tell you. A Summer's End is a visual novel set in 1980s Hong Kong. It tells of a love story between two women. Lush and vibrant visuals, the game features over 400 unique hand-drawn artwork inspired by Asian cinema in 1980s anime. Let's see what stories in store for us today. Happy Lunar New Year, everyone. Recordings to go. Let's start the game. I wonder if this is fully... Is it voiced? Let me just lower the volume a bit. There. Hope that's okay. Settings are good. Full screen English. If you understand Cantonese, that'd be great. Roll back side. Disable, skip, unseen text after choices, transitions. About. Okay. Keys. Gallery. Alright, let's start. The Summer's End, Hong Kong, 1986. Do we press something? Spacebar? Ah, there you go. When I think of my life, what I have and what I've accomplished, I think I'm quite content with what it is. I had a comfortable upbringing thanks to the hard work of my parents. I had a very typical family. My father worked to support the household, and my mother was a homemaker. You could say I was a spoiled child. I went to a private school. Whatever toys, clothes, or snacks I could have asked for, my father would have bought it for me. I was a princess. My parents had grown up quite poor after the war. When my father was a young man, he came to Hong Kong by himself from the mainland countryside to find work. He had lost contact with his family during those tumultuous times after the war and the political upheavals that followed. My father had worked his way up from a man doing odd jobs day and night until he eventually became a successful restaurant owner. My mother came from a large family. She wasn't given the opportunity to complete her schooling. She had to quit school at 14 and work to support her family. She had worked many years as a waitress before meeting my father. I suppose the sharp contrast between my upbringing compared to that of my parents was partly their desire to give me a childhood better than theirs. And I think it was a good childhood that they gave me. A storybook childhood. When I was in Form 3 of high school, Form 4 of high school, I received tragic news which would change my family forever. I remember it vividly, being a sunny, bright blue day in September. I was in good spirits. It was warm and clear outside. Classes had just restarted after summer vacation, and we students were chattering away during the lunch hour about what we've done during the summer. I was in mid-recital of a well-rehearsed story about my summer trip to Taiwan when my teacher had asked me to step out. It had been the first trip I had ever made with my family in an airplane, so I was quite excited to share the details of my trip to my classmates. I've never done anything that would require an interdisciplinary meeting with a principal. So to be singled out like that, my heart dropped. I feared that it was some kind of family emergency. I was worried. I got up from my desk amidst the stares of my classmates, and I followed my teacher out of the room. I found that it had been my mother who was waiting to meet me in the school hallway. She was pale. Her perfectly permed hair was frizzy. I knew that something was wrong, but even then, she couldn't tell me exactly what happened. It was my teacher who told me that I was excused from afternoon's class. I thought someone was talking. It is the PA system. And that I should accompany my mother to meet my father in the hospital. Thinking back, I don't think I ever finished telling my friends how I made my family walk from Rauhe night market to Ningxia night market and getting my family lost along the way. My young and naive self had vastly underestimated the walking distance between the two places, but my parents had indulged in my wishes. It became a long and languid walk filled with laughter and memorable discoveries, much more than a quick car ride would have ever been. It'll be a private memory I'll treasure always in my heart. I left the school with my mother. She called for a cab to take us to the hospital. We sat in silence for the entire duration of the car ride. My mother has always been a tight-lipped person, never saying anything more than necessary. I wanted her to reassure me that everything would be okay. But that would have been asking too much from her. My mother was not an emotionally strong person. It is my father who had been a pillar of support in my family. I had such a foreboding feeling in my heart. I remember feeling so nauseous during that car ride. There was so much traffic that day. There was an accident on one of the arterial roads, creating havoc for traffic. It is supposed to be a 10-minute ride, but because of the accident, it became a 60-minute trip. When we arrived at the hospital, my father had already been pronounced dead. What? It's escalating quickly. If I knew it was going to be like this, I would have gotten out of the car and walked, or take the metro. And we might have been able to see him before he passed away. But who could ever predict these things? I couldn't be too hard on myself on this part. There was not anything we could have done for my father then. My father had been in a car accident en route to meet a business partner. His vehicle was in mid-turn, and unbeknownst to my father, an oncoming truck ran the red light. It was unfortunate. It was truly a terrible turn of events. My father died that September afternoon. I wish I could have said goodbye. The next station is Central, interchange station for the Blue Island Line. My carefree youth had ended then. My mother, too, was never quite the same. She became much more anxious and protective of me, understandably so. Perhaps if my father was still around, I wouldn't be the same person that I am now. I was too childish, too naive. I didn't realize how much of a spoiled child I was. I knew I had to change myself. For the sake of my mother and the memory of my father, I had to become independent and self-reliant. I plunged myself into study to keep my thoughts preoccupied from the reality of our situation. We no longer had family trips. Our table for 3 became a table for 2. My mother sold my family's business, his car, and boxed up his belongings. We moved into a smaller house. My widowed mother didn't want to take over my father's business. She was afraid of being surrounded by too many reminders of my father's death. I never did learn how to drive. But even in death, my father still provided support for us. My father had taken out a sizable life insurance policy before his death, as if he had known something was going to happen. My widowed mother was able to use that money to send me to university and afford a modest home in Kowloon. She could continue her lifestyle as a homemaker, and I could continue to direct my focus towards my studies. It was as if we could live our lives the same way, whether or not my father was still alive. It frustrated me deeply how well we could adjust ourselves after his death. So I kept pushing myself. I didn't have any particular aspirations. I just didn't want to be someone that would bring shame to my family. I wanted to be someone that would make them proud. I had kept myself fully engaged with study, and whatever interaction I had with my peers already seemed like such a distant memory. Even now, at the age of 23, it feels as if my days of being young had long passed. Hey, I remember that building. The Holy Building. Cheese grater building in Hong Kong. But it's not like I studied fortuitously without aim or purpose. My efforts were rewarded when my academic standing proved sufficient to land me an esteemed secretarial job at an international publishing firm shortly upon graduation. Well, everything's going well, okay. Aside from our father passing, he prepared for this and we're now doing well, okay. I was a secretary in title, but not in a normal sense. I answer only indirectly to my supervisor. I handle whatever tasks she asks of me. Oh, is that gonna be our romance partner? We're their secretary? It can be challenging work sometimes, but I feel fairly competent at what I do. I thought that now, my effort had finally produced something of an achievement. My modest success can be attributed to the work ethic that my father had instilled in me. He'd always put his family first and gave his best effort each day to his work. If my father is in heaven watching over me, I hope he can see this and be proud. My days at the office are like a marathon day after day. Each day will have its own set of challenges. A typical day is as follows. I arrive at work. I note down with complete accuracy the minutes of the daily morning meeting. Once that's finished, I proceed to schedule appointments for our business clients and our marketing staff. Sooner or later, lunchtime rolls in. I'll have the usual meal of barbecue pork rice at the nearby family restaurant. Whether I leave late or early, take out or dine in, the wait in line for the lunch rush is always the same. After a quick break, I'm back to the daily grind of work. I'll continue working on my reports. From here on, the flow of time speeds up. I'll continue receiving calls and letters from clients. I take great care to make appropriate correspondence with them all. I can spend several hours at my computer desk without knowing that the sun has already set outside. A day's work will usually finish close to 8 p.m. I'll tidy up and leave my completed reports on my supervisor's desk for her to review in the morning. It'll usually be dark outside when I begin my commute home from work. Hey, 70 Century C, glad to hear you're in Act 3 Honor Mode. Keep at it. You're almost there. Very close to it. Get that special dice set, 17th Century C. How's your build been faring? Have you made any big changes? Discovered any new abilities that you'd like to make the most out of? Gift that attack you at the portal camp immune to cold. You're getting zero cold damage. Ooh, wow. You know what? I never noticed that. Abjuration Wizard is broken. Isn't that Gale's like... Oh, no. Evocation was his like default selection. Abjuration's about protection, right? Yeah, hopefully Vanua knows. I actually don't know. I might need to do a Google for that. Abjuration with Agathis. Got it. Yeah. So they're focused on like defense. No wonder. And if it's Agathis and if they're immune to cold, you don't get the retaliation damage. But thankfully it's not a major encounter. But that does suck if they're immune to something. Stays up while Arcane Ward is still up. Okay. I'll walk back to the station from my office. I pass by hundreds of people in a rush to their own destinations. I walk quickly, or else I'll be pushed back to wait for the later train. As soon as I step onto the train, the flow of time slows to a crawl. The train ride is a reprieve. We have no control over how slow or fast it'll take us to our destinations. Stays full while Arcane Ward is up. What does Arcane Ward do again? Like, how does it combine well with it? So it stays full while Arcane Ward is up. I rest my eyes on the train. I will have journeyed through the center of the earth and back by the time I need to disembark. On a typical day, I'll arrive home by 9 p.m. That late? Damn. My mother will be waiting for me with a hot meal, and we'll have our dinner together at 9 p.m. It's pretty late. Okay, Arcane Ward is like a shield, and then Armor of Agathis is also like a shield, right? And it retaliates with cold damage if you're struck. And it gives you temporary HP. It increases as you cast abjuration spells like a shield, counterspell, and glyph ward. Oh, okay. Okay. Increases as you cast abjuration spells like shield. Okay. Absorbs 10 damage, alright. Hey Tassar, welcome and happy Lunar New Year to you. We just cracked open a lesbian visual novel. Enjoy. And then 1 charge is deducted and it becomes 9. Okay. Right. So it chips off every time. So 9, 8, 7. But it replenishes if you cast another abjuration spell. Oh. Wow. That'll take a lot of spell slots though. So how do you manage it? Like, how do you keep it up if you have limited spell slots? Does it also proc with Armor of Agathis? Okay. Hit 3 times, your Agathis is at 15 or 25. Chill shield too. Exactly, yeah. God damn. And it's doesn't take an action on your part. They just have to get hit. Interesting. Sounds like an interesting combo. You don't have to get hit. I thought Agathis, you need to get hit and then it'll retaliate with cold. $100 damage in that scenario. Yep. Yeah, does it have to be a leveled spell? Yeah, you have to get hit. That's the caveat there. Okay, I'm trying to work that combo in my head, but if and when we get back to our honor mode, there are so many creative ways to do about it. So thanks for sharing that. Abjuration Wizard. I'll consider an Abjuration Wizard. Starts high already. And can you use item counter spells and item shields? Like, does casting abjuration spells from items count in this combo? Yeah, welcome into Sar. This game is called A Summer's End, Hong Kong 1986. And as I did say, it is a visual novel, a sapphic visual novel. And we're just getting to know who we are as a character. Very typical family so far. We admit that we're a spoiled kid because our father earned well. Our mother was a housewife, and but our father passed away in a car accident recently, but he had a life insurance plan. So I was able to go to school and handle everything, but it frustrated us that we could just continue as if our dad didn't pass away. So we want to push ourselves to be strong and independent and all that. So it's just our mom and I right now. My mother will be waiting for me with a hot meal, and we'll have our dinner together. After eating, if I am in the mood, perhaps I'll continue reading my book or join my mother watching television. Whatever I choose to do for leisure, fatigue always comes quickly to me. I'll shower and prepare for the next day. Aw, cute. Not sure about the items. Some people get levels in Warlock for the incantation. That's a mage armor. Ah, right. The Warlock incantation, yeah. Arcade War Generator. You just went Sork 1 and whiz all the way. White Dragon Blood gives Agathis. Ah, okay. On top of other things Sork 1 can give you. Cool. Are you confident about your Act 3? Are you able to power through with your current build? Once I place my head on the pillow, it's lights out. I slip into the unconscious world in an instant. The sun rises. And the next day repeats. A day without incident is what I call a good day. You just started Act 3. Got it. Lorwakan. That is the one with all the riddles, right? Did you have to choose the right door? Oh, right. And then well, you don't have to deal with Lorwakan, right? There are ways to handle him without... Wait, no. It did end in a fight. But yeah, the tower. I remember the tower now. Like the clockwork accuracy of the subway system, I like to structure my day in a timetable precise to the minute. A single minute can change the flow of the entire day. God damn, this girl is totally unlike us. She's everything we are not. If you miss one bus, it can lead to missing every other connection. A 5-minute delay can become a 30-minute delay, especially with the compounding congestion and traffic of modern city living. It's important to treasure every single minute. Though sometimes, despite your best efforts, there are things that occur beyond your own foresight. Oops. I forgot to turn off that warning. That's for Persona. Yeah, he wants a night song, and then you might want to give the tower to Roland for the Roland, for him to join the final battle. Lorwakan needs to die. Though sometimes, despite your best efforts, there are things that occur beyond your own foresight. Today was a day with incident. Today was a day with incident. Ton. The usual overhead walkway leading to my office was closed for maintenance. All foot traffic was diverted to other routes. I had to make quite a detour to reach my building. In my hurry, I hadn't noticed when one of my heels had caught on the sewer grid, and lo and behold, when I rushed to take my next step, the heel had snapped cleanly off my shoe. Incident! My beautiful heels! Fiore, new collection. We even have designer shoes. Comfortable to wear and stylishly formal. It cost a month's paycheck, but it was an investment towards success. To break it in such a way, of course I was upset. It's a Canadian-Chinese game. I think, as far as I know, the creators are in Canada, but they are Asian. I'll have to double check that. Yeah, probably Chinese Canadian. Let me double check that. I'm curious as well. Yeah, they're based in Vancouver, Canada. And this is their first game. And this is Hong Kong, 1986. Yeah, it's just a visual novel, so it's just basically reading. We're actually gonna, well, I'll probably be going on for a couple more hours because I do have to get up early in the morning. But we will be continuing Persona as scheduled tomorrow. This is just like, hey, happy Lunar New Year. Oh, and the game's about lesbians, so yeah. To break it in such a way, of course I was upset. It is entirely unsalvageable. And to add insult to injury, I had to hobble my way into the nearest convenience store and purchase a pair of embarrassingly homely sandals to wear. So we're actually playing the spoiled rich kid instead of trying to date the spoiled rich kid. So we're the spoiled rich kid archetype. Today was already turning out to be a disaster. I had worn these conspicuous sandals into work, and because of that, I was the receiving end of much teasing from my coworkers. Even the newest hire felt he could approach me and make a joke about the kitchen slippers on my feet. Today, I earned a new nickname at the office, Slippers Chum. Oh, that's our we have a name. I forget. I didn't know how long it would take to live this down. I resolved to never make such a mistake again. This incident had set my whole day off. I was frazzled. I fumbled with the phone and Xerox machine. My usual 0.01% error rate in transcribing and typing had more than tripled. What is triple 0.01, chat? We were also a perfectionist or something? Today might have been the longest workday ever. I had to get it together. My supervisor, Mrs. Tam, noticed my distress and pulled me aside. Mrs. Tam personally hired me as her secretary, saying that I reminded her of her younger self. Mrs. Tam is a remarkable woman. She facilitated the rapid growth of her company for the past 20 years. If there's something she's more passionate about other than money making, it had to be shoes. She herself is an aficionado of designer shoes. There's a rumor among my colleagues that she has a closet filled with over 10,000 pairs of luxury market shoes. Nothing on Imelda Marcos, though. I have never seen her wear the same shoe twice, so it is a rumor founded with reason. It would be a dream come true to see such a collection with my own eyes. Anyway, I digress. Mrs. Tam recommended that I have the shoe repaired at a cobbler in Mongkok. She said their prices are very reasonable and that they could flawlessly fix any shoe within an hour. Oh, Mr. Quickie. I took down her directions. I made it my mission to have it fixed as soon as possible so I could put this embarrassment behind me. Thank you for the posture check, Tego. And again, thank you for the recommendation of this game. I just thought, hey, it's almost Valentine's Day and it is Lunar New Year, so happy Lesbian New Year. We'll just be playing for a couple of hours though, because I do have an early start tomorrow. Because of Lunar New Year as well. Celebrating late, but hey, better late than never. Happy Lunar New Year to you. We just started the game. What did I say? Alright, okay, our heel broke. Oh no. The heel of our designer shoe. And she wants us to go to a Mongkok to have it cobbled together? We're Cantonese. Wait, sorry. How do you... Wait. We're from Hong Kong. Hong Kongers. What do you call people from Hong Kong? Cantonese is the language. Hong Kong Chinese, blah blah blah. Got a 4-day weekend because of the New Year. Oh, sorry, you're asking if we are Chinese. we're I'm mixed. I'm mixed race, Chinese, Filipino, and a bunch of other stuff. But we actually, my family's not very traditional, so that's why we didn't really celebrate big. But our Chinatown was, of course, very lively the other day. I believe Zen participated in those festivities, but we're just having a quiet New Year. But yeah, Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, and a bunch of other stuff, very big in the Philippines. Even if you're not Chinese, as Tego said. Yeah. Well, we are Chinese Filipino, and this character, it got me like questioning. Okay, Hong Konger. We are a Hong Konger. All right. Every time someone asks me about my Lunar New Year plans, you tell them you're getting my Ching Chong on. You could say that you're Chinese. Yeah, it's right. We got the card to say those things and to have the stereotypical merchant accent or whatever. Well, from you don't really notice that growing up. It's bigger in Malaysia. Ah, okay. Yeah, like my family's not traditional at all, so I often forget like, oh, it's Lunar New Year. How do we have public holidays for Chinese New Year? Yeah, it is. Well, we do have a big Chinese population here, so I guess we just followed suit. A bunch of different influences. We also have US holidays and Spanish holidays and all that. We're an eclectic mix, aren't we? Sleeping Dogs, heck yeah. I was thinking, hey, maybe I should go back to Sleeping Dogs, but we finished the game already. Anyway, I took down her directions. I made it my mission to have it fixed as soon as possible so I could put this embarrassment behind me. If Mrs. Tam recommended the shoe cobbler, he must be no ordinary shoe cobbler. That's true. To recommend her designer shoes for repair. After what was an embarrassingly long workday on my feet, I made my way to the shoe cobbler in Mongkok. Unfortunately for me, it was a busier day than usual on the train. I had to endure a number of stares from people on the train eyeing my pink slippers. I hurried off the train as soon as I could. Everyone's so judgmental. It's like 1986. Mongkok! Yeah. And stepped into another crowded place. I don't normally frequent this area as I find navigating its busy crowds and labyrinth of shops and stalls such an ordeal every time I visit. It was certainly busy tonight, as it always was. The amount of people on the streets, the smells, and the sounds can be overwhelming. I tried to find my bearings. The cobbler shouldn't be that far from the station exit, according to my supervisor. I looked again at the directions that were dictated to me by Mrs. Tam. Take the east exit and walk towards the convenience store across the street. Continue past the convenience store and look for a bakery. Go past the bakery and take a left at the cosmetic store. Continue down the road until you reach a pharmacy and turn right. The cobbler should be at the next street corner. I scratched my head. The landmarks indicated certainly would have applied to any other place. It's Omniosis, welcome in. We're just here for a short unscheduled stream. We're just playing this visual novel for Lunar New Year. Let me give you a shout out over here, man. Thanks for dropping by. We will be continuing Persona 3 Reload as scheduled tomorrow, same time. But for now, I just wanted to play this for a bit. It's just a visual novel, so I'm just reading things now. Hope you guys don't mind, or hope my reading isn't like bothersome to people. I always get what's the word for it? Never mind. I forgot the word. Anyway, the landmarks indicated certainly would have applied to any other place. Huh. With some effort, I was able to find the shoe cobbler in a back alley, a bit away from the main thoroughfare. It is a small store tucked in the street corner. The lights were on, but the gates appeared closed, however. I thought Mrs. Tam and it was open till late. That's us, I think. Super 1986 Hong Kong businesswoman attire. Large shoulder pads. I'm pretty sure there are shoulder pads under this. Oh, Wong Kar-wai films? California Dreamin'. I've only watched a few films from Wong Kar-wai and I keep mixing up the names, so I'm sorry, I can't tell you. But yeah, if this were a Wong Kar-wai film, we'd have cigarettes and dreamy cityscapes and deep talk about buying groceries. I thought Mrs. Tam said it was open till late. After all the time it took me to find this place. There's a sign that reads, "Call for service." There's no number listed. There's no buzzer either. Am I supposed to just yell? Well, I've already come this far. Excuse me! With Fei Wong in 90s. Is this the one with the expired canned food? Now I want to Google it. Fallen Angels. Chungking Express? Chungking Express. Yeah, the one with expired canned food. Chungking Express. Where she hangs out a lot at the cafeteria and then they talk a lot there. Tony Leung as a cop. Yeah. Okay. It is Chungking Express. Where he relates love to an expired can of food. It's very... it's a mood. Wong Kar-wai films tend to really be a mood. The Gith monks showed 0 lighting damage. Yeah, what is up with the monks? Oh, I get it. They're monks, so they probably have evasion. And since Armor of Agathis and stuff is a deck save, they succeed their save. And with evasion, it's 0 damage instead of half. So maybe that's it. Because their deck saves are godly and they have evasion. So be careful of rogues and monks. And rangers, I believe. Because they get evasion. I think they're all deck saves. Even Call Lightning and Ice Storm. Like, fuck. Yeah. Deck saves and evasion. That's probably your weakness at this point. So maybe hex their decks or don't go for deck saves. But hey, at least we kind of... I think that's it, right? That's why they're 0 damage. It's deck saves. It's evasion. It's the enemy. Alright. We have solved the mystery. Right. Yeah, those ass... I swear to God, those Gith monks are freaking annoying. Excuse me! I thought I heard rustling sounds. Moonbeam is a con save. Okay, thank God for Moonbeam. Is there anyone there? Excuse me! Then we're gonna meet our potential partner. I listened in. There were sounds of a TV or a radio coming from within the closed-up shop. I heard sounds of a person shuffling from inside the store. It's the cobbler! A woman soon appeared out of the closed gates. She had the look of someone who would describe herself as an artist. Her permed hair was styled to look intentionally messy. Garish plastic earrings dangled from her ears with impunity, never appearing to get caught in her long hair. So I guess it's gonna be one of those stories. We are spoiled rich kid, prim and proper, and then we meet this kind of, manic artist who will show us how to live life and, experience life and all that. What is that one visual novel you were streaming? Childhood friend that you expected was insane. Find love or die trying. It's if you like Doki Doki Literature Club. By the way, guys, Doki Doki Literature Club is currently free on Epic for the week. Please, if you have not played the game or if you want to experience the side stories for Doki Doki Literature Club, get it for free on Epic. Come on. So, highly recommend it. Pick it up before the week is over. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus is free on Epic. But yeah, sorry, it's Find Love or Die Trying. It's free as well, forever. But yeah, I love Doki Doki. Ray of Frost got them. Shotgun. You gotta pull out that shotgun. It's like, dodge this. Anyway, we've met the love of her life, I guess. She wore a graphic t-shirt under faded jean overalls. I didn't recognize the image on her shirt. I suppose it was the logo of a brand I didn't know. It's weird because in real life, I am more this character outwardly. Or I was. This is more my vibe. So it's like, I'm not this. This is not me at all. The MC is everything we are not. Anyway, let's get to know the artist. I didn't recognize the image on her shirt. I suppose it was the logo of a brand I didn't know. I mean, it makes sense. I'm wearing denim now. Look at that. She didn't appear young enough to be a teenager, though she dressed like a valley girl out of an American movie. Her face was much too lean and her eyes too sharp. She was taller than me too. Okay, I'm short. Damn it. I took a good look at her shoes. They were off-white canvas sneakers with a mark on the rubber sole. I began to question Mrs. Tam's choice of recommendation. Oh, a customer. Wait just a moment. Are you the cobbler? Who, me? No. I'm Sam, his daughter. Oh. We were just watching replays of the World Cup game. I'm sorry to disturb you. Not at all. What brings you here? A broken shoe? Or is it a broken heart? I offer consultations for both. Huh? The woman winked at me. I was confused. Was I at the right place? I was about to excuse myself when a man came out of the half-open store. He had a reliable look to him. Hey, don't stare off my customers. Sorry, young lady. I'm the owner of the store, Mr. Wong. My daughter is quite nosy and likes to talk nonsense. Don't mind her. I see. Are you dropping those shoes off and you're back to be fixed? Yes, that's right. I broke the heel on this one. Do you think it can be fixed? Oh, what a nice shoe. It must have been so expensive. Yes, it'll be such a shame to throw it out. Let me see. Oh, this? It'll be an easy fix. I can make it as good as new. I'll have it done in under an hour. Wow. Really? Then I'll leave them with you. Thank you very much. That's my master cobbler of a father for you. Wong Kayan, you should go back to your own store already. After I've come so far to visit you, you can visit me anytime. Alright, I'll get going. It's about dinner time anyway. If it's alright with you, I'll come back later tonight to pick up the shoes. Of course. Excuse me. Bye. The shoe cobbler is quite an odd daughter. What did she mean by consultation? Well, anyway, I'm sure it didn't mean anything. Probably just her eccentric sense of humor. I came here to have my shoes fixed. All I can do now is wait. I have to put my trust in Mrs. Tam and the cobbler she recommended. But what should I do while waiting? You're in Mongkok. There's a lot of things to do. I suppose I can look at some of the shops in this area. It's been a while since I've taken my time to look around here. Ah, that's right. I could look at the pet stores. There's a few nearby. I glanced at my watch and made a mental note of the time. I'll make my way back to the cobbler in an hour. Afterwards, I'll catch the express bus directly home. It shouldn't take much effort at all to pass an hour waiting here, I thought. There was a street where a few pet stores were next to one another. I looked at a few storefronts. I chuckled to myself. Nothing much has really changed since then. The kittens at the window display were curled up together in a ball, sleeping. How adorable. And the puppies? One chased his own tail around and around in a circle. Another one wagged her tail and barked at me when I made eye contact with her. Very cute. I'm much too busy to take care of a pet now. But when I was a small child, having a pet seemed like an essential thing for my happiness. I would ask my mother and father if I could take home a kitten or a puppy whenever we passed by one of these pet stores. I used to tell my parents that it was too pitiful for these animals to be caged and put on display like this. And better for their welfare if I could take one home to love and care for. But a pet was the one thing my parents didn't fully indulge me with. Same. My mother would not hear any of it. My father compromised and got me a turtle. I didn't think much favorably towards the turtle. Poor turtle. My poor pet turtle. I'm sorry I didn't treat you with much love. It is my father who cared for you then. I stepped inside one of the stores. The sound of splashing water from the aquarium tanks brought back childhood memories of when I was a small child and my father would hold me up in his arms to look at the fish. My eyes would light up with wonder at all the colorful fish swimming and darting around in the tank. I walked further into the store. My eyes followed the contrasting oranges and reds of schooling fish against the blue. I didn't know how long I must have stared at the tanks. The deep blue of the fish tanks was something you could get lost in. Over the steady hum of the ultraviolet aquarium lights, I heard the sound of the door chime. Is it her? Is she the owner of the store? I saw the same woman from the shoe cobbler step into the pet store. She looked to her left and right. She appeared to be looking for something. Well, whatever it wasn't any of my business. I looked the other way. There were goldfish on display. Some had eye sacs that bulged out of their heads. This feature seemed more of an impediment to their swimming ability than something of an aesthetic value. I caught my own reflection in the glass tank. I suppose my swollen eyes weren't that different. I had been looking at a computer monitor all day. I should put on an iPad when I get home. Something mustard yellow appeared in front of my eyes. It was the reflection of that woman's earrings against the glass. My eyes instinctively followed her movements. She walked past me. She had the store attendant bag something from one of the tanks in the back of the store. Then, holding her bag, she walked over to the fish food section at the store and seemed to contemplate a long time over which fish pellets she should purchase. She had to give each container a hard shake, as if the sound of the rattling pellets was a factor to consider in her decision-making. She ended up picking the larger of the two containers. What a strange person. I saw her look my way. I turned around quickly. I didn't want her to think I was staring, which we were. Oh. When I looked up again, I saw her standing across from me. Our eyes met. There was a moment of pause between us. I didn't know if I should talk to her. It's not like we knew each other. She thought otherwise, and she smiled as if she had found an old friend. She waved at me, her animated gesture not at all phasing the fish in the tanks. Young lady! She stepped around and stand beside me. Are you buying goldfish? Huh? No, I'm just passing time while waiting. I see. You're from the shoe cobbler, right? Is something the matter? Oh no, I was just buying fish food. I see. The thought came to me when I saw you and I thought I should ask. There's this place I like nearby. Would you like to get something to eat with me? Huh? What does that have to do with me? That's fine, but if you're paying, that doesn't sound like us yet. That's fine, but what does this? What does that have to do with me? Why should I? That's not what I wanted to say. Why not? Well, I thought since you're waiting for your shoe. I am, but I'm sure you're a busy person. Nah, don't worry. I'm running some errands for my dad, so I have to go back to the cobbler later anyway. She had a bag of something fishy. What pet food had to do with a cobbler, I did not know. They have fish, maybe? Michelle? I was thinking of getting some takeout. Well, you know, food is always better dining in and shared. Right. When you're alone, they always seat you at a big table with other strangers anyway. I'm a stranger too, though. So, if you don't mind, would you like to eat together? I don't really want to be a bother to you. No, I insist. By the time we finish eating, your shoes will be ready too. Is this a technique for this girl to swindle me? In one way, maybe. If you want something else, that's okay too. There's a lot of food stalls around here. I can show you the good ones. It's fine. You don't have to. Alright, then it's settled. Let's go to the restaurant. Just like that? She linked my arm with hers and led me to a diner across the road. I tried to decline her politely, but I could not utter a strong enough reason to avoid her. It is forward and uncouth of her to push me around like that, but I hazard to say anything to her about it. I wanted to get home as quickly as possible without any fuss or hassle. If I have to go along with this, then so be it. My poor shoes are being held hostage by this weird woman. I'm getting so hungry now, chat. Why did I play this? It's okay, I'm gonna have Chinese food later. I just have to hold on until then. I was led into a small Hong Kong-style diner. It is an unremarkable restaurant. A diner like this could be found in any district around Hong Kong, and they are delicious! Sam pulled out the remarkably colorful plastic chair out for me. Oh god, even the plastic chairs brings back memories. I hesitantly took my seat. I observed her set her mysterious bag down on the table as if it was a normal and everyday thing to do. She handed me a menu that she grabbed from the next table over. I quickly glanced at it. The menu items were typical. I wasn't thinking of eating much. I was more concerned about the bag she brought from the pet store. An outer opaque paper bag shielded her aquatic purchase from glances of other restaurant patrons. I was bewildered. She treated it like a purchase from the vegetable market, setting it on the table like that. I kept my handbag close to my side. Spoiled rich girl thinks she's gonna get pickpocketed by this one. Before I could continue with my thoughts, a waitress came over to take our order. Have you decided? Order as you please. Give me a moment. Alright, I'll order first. I'll get the beef brisket with rice noodles. I'll add a milk tea with that. And I'll get the chef's salad for takeout. That's it for me. I'll order the clubhouse sandwich. Anything to drink? The tea is fine. Thank you. Eating a sandwich for dinner? This place is known for their beef brisket. I don't like to eat too much after 9 p.m. If you have too many carbohydrates in the late night, you'll gain weight easily, you know? Really? Is that true? I eat late every day. Well, maybe not for you. Lucky people with like metabolism of the gods. The waitress came back and placed on the table her order of milk tea. And she's having milk tea too. The cobbler's daughter proceeded to pour a whole sachet of sugar into the already sugary drink without tasting it first. Are you kidding me? She stirred in the sugar and took a sip. She reached for another sugar packet and was about to tear it open before she stopped herself. I must have made a face unconsciously. I think it's fine as long as you eat in moderation. You should eat more, in fact. You want some of my brisket? Huh? No, thank you. I'm not that hungry. Do you work in an office? Those heels you dropped off were really impressive. Yes, I work in a publishing company as a secretary. An OL! Well, anyone would have figured. Your suit really gives it away. It's not like being an OL is something to hide. Absolutely. It's too bad your shoe broke. Your sandals right now really don't match your getup. Are you making fun of me? No, I just think it's really interesting. An OL wearing bright pink kitchen slippers to work? How refreshingly empowering. Empowering? What do you mean by that? Like someone who can command it, like someone who can command the attention of the whole room. It was an accident that I broke my heels on my way to work. These slippers were just a replacement. Please don't try to categorize me as something based on one thing. Well, you still went around town with them. As if we had a choice. One Gith went prone, you were like, if this fucker dodges while prone, oh my god, right. Can they though? Can they dodge while prone or do they get disadvantage? Yeah, but evasion is so bonkers, man. Like I as a rogue primary, a rogue and ranger and monk, like I cannot live without evasion. It's just like everyone's like, oh no, deck save. And me, I'm like, oh no, deck save. Lol, 30 deck save, win, no damage at all. Fucking crazy. Is disintegrate deck save? I'm not sure. Anyway. But yeah, at least you got your shotgun. Good luck with the rest of the GIF. You like the style of this? Yeah, I'm liking the style. You're right. Exactly. The game is set in 86, and the style, the art, everything, it's, well, very 80s. I love it. They're dead now. Time for tadpoles. Feast well on your tadpoles. 50 damage for a blast. Goddamn. Okay, well, you still went around town with them. That's gutsy. I would have picked out something less inconspicuous to wear instead. Well, if they're wet, Ray of Frost can deal more damage? It's not like I had time to find something else to wear. Alright. Let's leave it at that. Double? Oh shit. Alright, I didn't even know that. So, you want to wet the enemy first. Any cold or lightning is doubled, yo. Okay, lightning I understand, but cold? Alright, learn something new. It's like I never used Ray of Frost, but now that, yeah. Yeah, always cast Create Water, got it. And if you really need to, toss the bottle of water. Say, do you have an aquarium? Huh? You were looking at the goldfish earlier. Oh, no, I just like looking at the animals. I see. Oh, that's cute. Cute? Can I ask you then, are you a cat person or a dog person? I cannot answer. I'm sorry, dog. I love dogs, but I'm sorry, chat. My love for cats transcends all roleplay and genres. Sorry. Cat. Cat. It's okay. She can love dogs. We can love cats, and we'll be a happy family. Cat. Huh. I see. Oh, why did you ask? We're losing points, chat. This is a points-based game, apparently. It's nothing, really. I just wanted to make light conversation. I see. Do you keep any pets? Oh, if you wet a chilled person... Oh, okay, wait. If you wet a chilled person, they freeze. Oh, wow. What? I need to do more elemental stuff in Baldur's Gate. Dodoger play games like this, dating novels. Watching Dodger play games like this. Divinity Original Sim mechanics. Yeah. The elemental affinities and stuff. I should use it more. Yeah, hell yeah. Ansamiosis. Kitties. Do you keep any pets? I saw you bought fish food. I don't. The fish food is for my dad. Well, not him, but for his fish. Oh. How about yourself? In the corner of my eye, I saw the bag that she had put on the table was about to fall over. I heard a rustling noise. I wasn't sure what was in her bag, but whatever it was alive and trying to escape. She caught it before it fell off the dining table. Huh? She placed the bag again on the table, this time tucking it between the container of chili oil and the salt and pepper shakers. No. I see. This is so awkward. Oh, Dodger's a YouTube game personality from mid-2010s. Oh. So he played a lot of dating sims? Actually, I would love to play more dating sims. But I guess this one is more like a visual novel. Like, there's only 2 endings. Our choices will add up to points, which will get us unlocked CGs. So I guess, well, you know, the lines are blurred. It overlaps. There's an overlap between it. But yeah, we'll be playing more dating sims on this channel at some point. Persona 3, I guess, well, doesn't really count. But I'm trying. Not doing well in Persona 3, though. Genius level? Are you shitting me? Anyway. Psychic daggering from Arabella. Combine that with the resonance thingy from the Mind Flayer colony. Oh. Damn, all these combos. I don't think I ever got the ring from Arabella. I don't remember. Or I never used it. Well, I kept a turtle before. It was more my father's pet turtle. I didn't really care for it. That's okay. You know, my dad really loves his pet fish. I bought extra food for the fish. You can take some for the turtle. She motioned to take out the bag for all to see in the restaurant. Wait. Please save it for yourself. I don't have the turtle anymore. Oh, no. I'm sorry. The poor turtle. Well, I'm not sure what happened to it. It ran away. A turtle. No. We let him go in the pond when my family moved. The public pond? Well, a lot of things happened in that time. Oh, we haven't even introduced each other yet. My family name is Wong. My given name is Kayan. You can call me Sam, though. I have a small video store just around the corner near here. Oh, really? That's interesting. The shop is called Diamond Videos. It's a humble little store, but I have all sorts of movies if you're interested in a recommendation. Oh, no, chat. I see White Tago recommended this. Steeped in bliss is the condition. Oh, so that's where it comes from. What's your name? Chung Fong Ha. My English name is Michelle. Michelle Fong Ha Chung. What a powerful name. Please don't say my name out loud like that. So loud like that. It sounds so much like a Peking opera stage name. I wish my father gave me a more cheerful name like yours. I wish my mother gave me a more cheerful name like yours. I think it's a beautiful and graceful name that your mother has given you. When I was in school, there were 5 other Kayans in my class. It is terribly confusing. Really? That must be troublesome. Right? So, what made you choose Michelle as your English name? A lot of people I've met pick a name phonetically similar to their Chinese name. It was my father who suggested that name to me. He said it was from an English song. Michelle? I thought it sounded nice. Oh, Isn't that from a famous song? I might have a record somewhere. Really? I don't really listen to much Western music. That's alright. What music do you listen to then? I like artists like Tsai Chin and Teresa Teng. I see. So you like Mandarin folk? That's interesting. I can see why you like it. I like singers who express a lot of emotion in their songs, not just in Mandarin. I also like Anita Mui. Is that so? I love Anita Mui. Her fashion and singing is top-notch, isn't it? Yes, it is. I've been following her since she won the New Talent competition. I admire how hard she works. Right? She's an inspirational artist. Do you have a cassette player? I do. Would you like to listen to this mix I got? She's giving us her mixtape already. Stage 1. Mixtape. I got Anita Mui and other artists that I like on this. So me. Walk me. I had one of these. I love it. Sam showed me a cassette tape she had in her pocket. She had one of those portable cassette players clipped onto her pants. On the cassette label was a handwritten playlist. I didn't recognize the names of the musicians other than Anita Mui and Dini Ip. I saw she had the names of English artists written down, but I didn't know who they were. Are these all like made up? Diana Ritchie? I don't know. She really wants you to collab with her. Oh, I wouldn't mind collabing. It's alright. No, I have a bunch of these. I used to work in a record store some time ago, so I made them when the day was slow. She worked at the record store too. Ugh. It's fine. You don't need to. Oh. I'll look into it later. Where did your name come from, Sam? It doesn't sound like your Chinese name at all. A friend picked it out for me. When I was younger, I usually worked late tending the record store. It was a shop my friend had helped manage. At the end of the day, she'll come over to collect the money from the register. And she'll ask me to eat a late dinner with her. She was my senior, so she would say, "Let's eat dinner." What's this? Sikman Fan 656? She said it every time she saw me in the evening that she stopped addressing me by my Chinese name. She just greeted me with that phrase. So one day, she got the bright idea of calling me Samantha. Oh, okay. We worked at a semi-popular record store then. Sometimes English speakers would come in looking for certain records. My friend said it was better to have an English name. It makes it easier for business. So that's how the name Samantha stuck. I didn't like it at first. In fact, I felt that my friend was ridiculing me with that name. I adapted it to Sam. And before I knew it, everyone started calling me by that. I grew to like it. I see. That's an interesting story. Samantha. It's hard to say. That's why I don't mind people shortening it to Sam. Easier to say and easier to spell. Feels more personal too. I see. Hmm? You're not eating your salad? I don't really like fruit salad when it's too creamy. Eh? Don't waste it then. You should have gotten your sandwich with fries instead. I didn't know it would be this kind. It's always this kind of salad at these restaurants. Clearly, we don't eat at these kinds of restaurants. You must all open your minds to these tadpoles. Yes. Open your mind to these tadpoles. Embrace the tadpoles. Let them wriggle freely in your thoughts. For ultimate power. No worms in this restaurant, maybe. The diner looks so cool. Door, table, table. Yeah, this is very traditional. Hole in the wall. Hong Kong diner style. In the Philippines, there's the most recent one I've been to. Well, not in Binondo, but one in Cubao Expo tries to replicate this aesthetic. And the food's not bad. It's always this kind of salad at these restaurants. But if you go to Binondo, there are a bunch of stores like this as well. I remember the last one I went to in Binondo. Like, Binondo's Chinatown in the Philippines, in Manila. Yeah, it was like this, and the pork cutlet was freaking amazing. Anyway, it's always this kind of salad at these restaurants. Anyway, I'll eat it if you don't want it. They'll just trash it if you don't finish it. Come on, give me. There's a lot of people starving in the world. Oh my god, typical Asian parent thing to say. All right, you really insist. They'll hit you with that. There are kids starving around the world. Eat your food. You used to live near Expo. Okay, must have been a bustling place. I'm glad to see that. Yeah, they're probably trying to reference that, but they didn't want to like go full on and say like there are kids starving in Africa. But we get the same thing. We say exactly that. That's what they'll hit you with. It's also very Asian parenting for our parents to say. Thank you. I'll help myself. You're really eating it. What's that? You laugh at me? I just think you're pretty interesting. We just met, and now you're finishing my meal. Well, I think if you live your life with too many reservations, you'll miss out on all the fun. You'll end up getting constipated too. Just from not having the salad? Well, maybe if you always don't eat salad. It's not like I don't eat any salad. Okay. Give it back. I'll have some too. Yeah? Now you're laughing at me. You're too funny. That's what I should be saying to you. We continued talking about this and that after finishing the meal. Sam had an interesting perspective on things, I have to admit. Remember, chat, this is 1986 in Hong Kong. I suppose it wasn't bad to pass time with a company like this. Shall we head back? Your shoe should be fixed by now. Oh, already? Okay. Let's get the bill. I already got it. No, she beat us to it! Fuck. When? When you were in the washroom earlier. Exactly. That's either, like, especially with traditional Chinese Filipino people here, you'll excuse yourself. It's one of the uncles will like say, I need to go to the bathroom, and then the race is on because they know that, oh, he's gonna excuse himself to pay the bill at the counter. So how they'll try to counter that is maybe one of the other uncles or aunties who want to pay for the meal will start saying, we'll ask for the bill right away, and then they'll fight over it, like who will pay it and stuff like that. Anyway, it's a very Chinese thing. When you were in the washroom earlier, that's not fair. Here, take this. No, I asked you to dinner and ate most of your food. I had to get takeout for my dad anyway. Still, what did I say about having no reservations? Alright then. Next time is on me. Okay, next time? Excuse me, Michelle? Next time already? Okay. Okay, let's have sukiyaki next time. Sukiyaki? That's not fair. Expensive. How about conveyor belt sushi then? Huh? If you can limit yourself to just one plate. I'm just joking. We walked back to the shoe cobbler together. 1986, you remember that year like it was yesterday. 1986. I didn't even exist then. I couldn't bring myself to ask her age. I guessed she was a few years older than me. She gave me the air of an older sister. Okay, now it's weird if she's like the romantic partner. I laughed lightly to myself. An older sister wearing a t-shirt and sneakers? A younger sister wearing a full blazer suit? The thought of it was amusing. Michelle? What's so funny? Huh? It's nothing. The shop's the other way? Oh, I remembered wrong. You don't come here often? No, not really. Follow me this way. It's just a quick walk back. Okay. Yeah, like my picture of the 80s is what particularly US television and media. The power of US pop culture to shape the 80s as we know it. Here we are. Hey, Dad, we're back. Huh? You girls came back together? Are the shoes finished? Of course. I finished them a long time ago. As expected from the Grandmaster. Don't call me that. Oh, here's your fish food and your dinner. Don't get the bags mixed up. I won't. Thank you. Huh? There's only one box. Did you eat already? I already ate with Michelle. Huh? With her? Thank you, sir. Here's the payment. I'll come by again next time if I need another repair done. No need to be so polite. Come by anytime. I gave Mr. Wong the payment for his service in exchange for my repaired shoes. Finally, my ordeal is over. I should head out. Alright. I'll be going home. It's gotten quite late now. My bad for keeping you long. I appreciate you for keeping me company. No, I should thank you. Thanks for taking care of me today. My pleasure. Are you taking the subway? I can walk you to the station entrance. No, it's fine. I decided to take a taxi instead. Oh, okay. I already see one coming down this way. I'll help you flag it down. Sam raised her hand and a passing taxi immediately pulled over to the side for her. She opened the passenger seat door for me. Thanks. Michelle, it was nice meeting you. I enjoyed talking with you. Me too. Sam seemed to wait for my response. I looked away. I felt an anticipatory gaze from Sam. Something about the way she looked at me made my heart pound. Is this her gay awakening? I didn't know why it made me feel this way. I never had such a feeling before with anyone. It is her awakening. The taxi's loud radio filled the void of silence between us. I should say something to her at least. I should get in the car. No. Oh man, no. Yeah, we already said next time, right? Unconsciously, we said it's my treat next time. You know, it's just polite to say next time I'm getting the bill, whether or not you meet each other again. But let's make it reality. I'll visit your store. I do want to see the store because her store has a lot of VHS tapes, a lot of movies. All right, so I want to go. I'll visit your store, and we can talk more next time. Michelle. Yes. I'll look forward to it. Sam. I wanted to say something more, but before I could speak, the taxi driver laid his horn. Let's not keep the taxi driver waiting. I hope to see you again sometime. Bye-bye. I got in the car. Sam closes the door, and the taxi speeds off away into the night. Here, at least, 80s is more chill, at least how the parents here describe it. I see. In a few turns, the car heads left. The car had left Mongkok. I forgot to say goodbye to her. Oh. Oh, look at us. We're glowing. More chill compared to 90X. Yeah, I think I kind of get that vibe as well. There's so many changes in the 90s as well. 80s was really like, well, how it's depicted, how it is depicted to us was like, you know, vibrant, colorful, low technology, so people were hanging out more social, all that. In the 90s, you had the internet coming into play. Cell phones being disruptive as well. And it seemed to be a much faster decade. You was born in the 80s, you didn't get to experience much of it. I see, yeah. The difference between being born in the 80s and growing up. Horror show where currency suddenly ceased to exist. Among the most state functions for several years. Damn. That sounds terrifying. It had taken me longer than expected, but I accomplished what I had sought out to do today. I opened the bag that I had received from Mr. Wong. I examined the shoes. The heel was repaired perfectly. Nice. There were no signs of damage to be found. Mrs. Tam, thank you. It looked as good as new. Exactly what Mr. Wong had promised. It had been quite a day of mishap, but in the end, I couldn't help giggling to myself in the taxi. Oh, metaphorical. Her heel was bent out of shape and broken, and now it is pieced together, all new. What a night. Funny how things work out sometimes. Sam and Mr. Wong were a peculiar daughter and father pair. They talked so nonchalantly. I would have thought that they were siblings instead. I get her though. Like, even though I'm not exactly like her work-wise and all that, her family background in terms of, you know, there's a reason why Michelle loves emotionally expressive things. Because she wasn't very... Her parents and her weren't very emotionally open to each other. Or at least when they lost her father, her mother wasn't very emotionally expressive. But you love each other, but you can't outwardly say like, I love you, right? It's not that kind of relationship. Like, a lot of parents have that relationship with their children. Same here. It is a bit more like, you know, there's that wall, they're not really like your siblings or anything, right? They're your parents. So for Michelle, it's new to her to see like Sam and her father be like siblings. They talked so nonchalantly. I would have thought that they were siblings instead. I guess some families were like that. They're certainly interesting people. Especially that girl, Sam. Sometimes, inconveniences can lead to memorable moments beyond what could ever be expected. I haven't let myself go with the flow of things for so long that I had almost forgotten this feeling. It was nice sometimes. I met someone new tonight. A shoe cobbler's daughter. A video store owner in Mongkok. I wondered if our paths would cross like it did again. The taxi made a turn off the bypass. I'd be home in a few moments. I could put my feet up and indulge myself in a good novel. My feet were just throbbing after a day of running back and forth from here and there. I took a peek at my shoes again. I was excited to wear these shoes tomorrow. They were polished and shiny. They looked even better than before. Nice. Bandits everywhere? What? Oh shit. Generally, total crap until order was restored. So American 90s, 80s isn't really relatable to them. I see. Only in context of, well, American novels. Yeah, it was what we see in the media, it's the picture perfect view of it. We know the 80s also had its share of problems. Each decade always has its share of problems. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like, it is a stark difference when you look closely at the reality. Like, the 80s that they presented to us through the media are all the quote-unquote best parts of the 80s, the most colorful parts, a filtered, biased view of the 80s. Plenty of contraband from the West. Damn. Yeah. The influence of the West. Anyway, my building complex came into view. I hope my mother didn't mind me coming home a bit later than usual. Well, we should save. So we encountered Sam. That's nice. Let's play a bit more. I got an hour left before I gotta sleep. I had returned home quite late. I stepped into my house. The kitchen lights were off. My mother must have eaten dinner by now. She probably cleaned up and had gone to bed already. Mother? Oh. I saw cooked dishes left out on the dining table. She didn't have to leave food out for me every time. I heard the sound of my mother's bedroom door open. Fong Ha? Mother? I'm home. My mother appeared out of her bedroom with a frown on her face. Why are you home so late? You should have called me. I was worried. I'm sorry. I had broken the heel of my shoe and I went to get it fixed after work. I didn't think it would take as long as it did to get it repaired. Did you eat yet? Yes, I had something while waiting. Then remember to call me next time. Yep. Oh, this food I made for you is cold. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't be out so late again. If you need to run an errand, have it done during the day. The streets are dangerous for a young woman like you. Fair. Fair. Yes, Mother. I understand. I'm so tired now after waiting up with worry. Pack up the food for me. I'm going to sleep now. Okay. I'm sorry to have made you worry. My mother walked back into her bedroom as quietly as she came. I packed up the food she had left for me as silently as I could. I had forgotten about my mother. Goddamn. It was my habit to call her if something came up at work for me to come home late. If I forget to let her know, she would wait up all night worrying over me. It was my fault to have provoked such a feeling. Seeing her leave out a meal for me on the kitchen table made my heart swell with guilt. Whatever energy that I had earlier had all but left me now. I was all wrung out. I should finish cleaning the dishes and wash up. I have another day at work tomorrow. That girl, Sam. She made us forget everything. It must be nice to be so carefree like that. Thanks for the care package, then. It's not much a lie as much as there was a crush of the USSR here. Obliviously not a huge part of the American cultural experience of the 90s. Ultimately for good, but for a short period there was that. I see. Thank you for the care package. You recognize this building? It's a cheese grater building in Hong Kong. From what I know, there are a lot of businesses around here. I'm not sure what Mr. Wong had done. Whether it was his sheer craftsmanship, or if it was by some occult power. Yeah, that exactly. Like a lot of people call it the cheese grater building. A fun fact around this area: when I was in Hong Kong last, a lot of the streets were filled with off-duty Filipina maids, because a lot of Filipinas would go overseas to Hong Kong to work as household help, and they would hang around this area a lot. That I think the locals started to complain about it, which is very unfortunate. I don't know how it is now today in Hong Kong, but you would have seen a lot of Filipina maids around this area. The sign seems 90s style. Hey Zen, we're in 1986 Hong Kong. We just had our gay awakening, and Sam is interesting. I forgot her Chinese name though. Whether it was his sheer craftsmanship or if it was by some occult power, all I knew was that he had done transformative work on my shoes. My heels were even more comfortable to wear compared to before. This is all metaphorical. I like what they're doing it with the shoes. You know, her shoes are the same, but because of her experience with Sam and that curiosity, that awakening, it's changed her. And now it's like, my heels feel even better now. Because of that encounter. My heels were even more comfortable to wear compared to before. I wondered if he had adjusted the heel length on them. I felt taller and more confident with every step I took. More like herself, her true self, right? My calf looked more slender and shapely wearing them. Perhaps next time, I'll try wearing them without pantyhose. What a time-honored skill Mr. Wong must possess. He's a cobbler, for those who just came in. I'm sure many people will rely on his services for years and years to come. I wish I could write a review for him. If this were the 2000s, 5 stars. Mr. Wong in Mongkok. He certainly deserves the praise. Today was just flying by. My commute to work was smooth. I was even able to get a seat on the subway on the way to work. Holy shit, that's lucky. I suppose for every bad day, a good day will come to make up for it. Balanced, as all things should be. There was a lull in the day. I went for a sit-in lunch. My usual restaurant had hardly a queue to get inside. Whoa. Miss, your usual order? Today I'll have the curry beef brisket, please. Okay. Wait, so we ordered a new dish. So again, try new things. Because we don't usually order that, I think. But because of Sam, we ordered that. Anyway, it is a wonderfully seamless day. I was thinking I could leave work early. Hey. Yes? You're leaving already? Yes, that's right. You forgot about me already? You're the new hire in the accounting department. Johnny? It's Joey. Right, Joey, I apologize. That's okay. We never formally introduced ourselves to each other. I've only been here for a few weeks. Your name is Michelle, right? Or should I call you Slippers Chung? Please don't call me that. I was hoping people would forget about that already. But it's so funny. Hey, has anyone said that you look a bit like Momoko Kikuchi? Who? Peach Child? The Japanese pop idol. Yeah, don't you think so? No way. There's no way I would look like a pop singer. But you know, if you the style, it looks. I don't know. I'm reminded of like Robotech and Minmay, and you know, 90s and 80s Japanese anime pop stars. Don't be so modest. I'll show you her photo book. You really look like her. You don't have to go so far as to do that. What is it? I don't see you wearing those slippers today. You got your shoes fixed? Oh, please don't tease me about it anymore. Even the supervisor was heckling me about it this morning. It's a great story though. Don't you think it adds more to your character? Character? When I first saw you, I thought you were like a boss character. Boss character? You're on slippery ice, boy. Mrs. Tam is our boss. Not that kind of boss. I meant to say that you seemed hard to approach at first. So for you to come in to work in slippers like that, it's like, oh, a weakness. I mean it as a compliment. I don't quite understand, but I appreciate your compliment. Yeah. You're heading home now? Ah, yes, I was just about to go. Oh, me too. You take the Tianwan line, right? I'll go with you. Okay then. Oh, there's this noodle house. It's just open. I heard from some of my friends that it's pretty good. You want to try it with me? It's really... The next station is Mongkok. The next station is Mongkok. Doors will open to your right. The train had been slowing down to a stop at the next station. And as I was about to answer, I was pushed by the other commuters looking to get off at this stop. You okay, Michelle? You gotta be like water and evade other people on the train. Yes, I got distracted. So, what about that noodle place? I'm sorry. I have to get off here. I thought you had a few more stops. I forgot I had something I needed to pick up. Next time, okay? Oh, okay. It's not a big deal. There's always a next time. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, see you tomorrow. Uh-oh. I'm not sure why I made up such an excuse to get away from him. From what I've heard, Joey's a good, respectable guy. I heard from other co-workers that he had studied abroad and had only recently returned to Hong Kong upon completing his graduate studies. I'm sure there's a lot I could talk to him about, and yet... here I am. I was back in the same district where I had my shoes fixed the other day. I should take my time to look around. It'd be awkward if I get back on the train and I run into Joey by accident at the next stop. Since I was already here, I could take a look at the shops for a bit. I didn't have a chance to really browse the shops because of that girl, Sam, the other day. Now that I think about it, didn't she mention she had a shop around here? It shouldn't be too far of a walk from here. A video store. I had no expectations to actually come across the video store of that girl I had met yesterday. Besides the street-level storefronts, there were a multitude of stores located within indoor shopping arcades, and as well as the many outdoor market stores that were scattered across this whole neighborhood district. Sam had only vaguely mentioned the location of her store. To find such a specific store without a specific address, I might as well have searched for a needle in a haystack. Did she even want me to find her store? She should have given me a business card if she did. Diamond Videos? What kind of store name was that? Diamond would be more suitable for something a little more valuable than video cassettes. I giggled to myself. At this rate, perhaps it might just be a diamond in the rough if I could find it. I didn't put too much hope in it though. I walked through a whole shopping arcade and I've yet to come across her store. Nonetheless, I kept walking. I was testing out my shoes. My feet carried me forward without effort. My shoes felt comfortable and light. It was satisfying to hear the sound of the heel hitting the pavement. I passed by a few electronics stores. I saw from the window that they had an assortment of televisions and stereo devices for sale. I did not see any stores having home videos. Perhaps my father would have known better than me where to find a store like this. If he was alive, I'm sure he would still be coming to this neighborhood to regularly look at the stereo devices on display. About stories from the 90s. One of your relatives dated a mob boss? Oh my god, and considered marriage. One of his dates... Oh my god, his Mercedes was showered by machine gun bullets. Surviving basically by a miracle, she realized it's not... Oh, she literally dodged a bullet there. Holy crap. What an interesting story, though. Wow. Is that mob boss still alive today? Yeah, she dodged the bullet. Do not date that mob boss. You weren't much in contact. Well, good reason not to be in contact with someone like that. But damn, glad she survived though. He'd always liked to tinker with his sound system. In the past, I would have asked him to bring me along with him on his free weekends, and I would take a look at the new records in the shops nearby. My mother would also come along to look for her Chinese opera records. That was many years ago. Things change fast around here. I could hardly recognize any of the stores now. I had walked a few blocks and reached the end of the street. I looked left and right. It seemed like there weren't a lot of stores ahead. I looked up. There was a strobing neon sign above me. It might just be... video. Adult video. I craned my head to do a double take. I saw there was a massage parlor in the unit above. A seedy movie theater was in the building beside it. My left eye twitched. I've been looking at a computer monitor all day. What I should do is kick back at home with a cool compress over my eyes. I forgot to do that the other night. Right, we forgot. The writing remembered. The heat of the buildings and all the people on the streets made the night air here humid and dense. I felt a bit uncomfortable, like there was something heavy wrapping itself around me. If I continued down this street corner, I'd enter the grittier part of Portland Street. Should I try another street? I peered ahead, and I saw a street sign asking office ladies to be wary of pickpockets. Huh. Perhaps not. I glanced at my wristwatch. It was getting late. It's about time I called it quits and headed home. I clicked my heels together 3 times and chuckled to myself. There's no place like home. As I was turning around, I felt the shadow of someone walk past me. The person walked quickly behind me. It wasn't anything, but it felt suspicious. I tried to catch a glimpse of that person before they got away. In the corner of my eye, I saw that it was a woman in a long robe dress. It was much like a Cantonese opera stage costume. She had long wavy hair I vaguely recalled seeing. Sam? It is the first thought that came into my mind. I wasn't exactly sure who it was, but the profile was close enough to Sam's to make me question my eyesight. Whoever it was, they gave off a strange energy, enough to throw me off kilter. Even though I was just complaining about the warm, humid weather in my mind earlier, the air around me soon felt cold. I composed myself. I was heading home anyway. It was just not my luck to find the video store today. I continued my walk back in the direction from which I came. But as I continued walking, I noticed shops that I did not recall seeing earlier. Yeah, if you walk like the other way. There was a store that carved wood caskets, and a few others selling paper effigies, altars, incense, and lanterns. It struck me as strange, as I thought I had been walking in the opposite direction of Temple Street, where such stores were common in that area. Had I really walked down this wrong street? I looked left, right, forward, and back. I realized I had wandered somewhere quite far from where I started out. I didn't recognize the road signs nor any of the landmarks. The quietness of the street was quite unsettling. I coughed from the thick plumes of incense smoke in the air. It was eerie how one wrong turn can make a world of difference. I walked for a long time without seeing another pedestrian. I tried not to think about it. I hastened my pace. I wanted to get back to the station or hail a taxi, but there was no passing taxi. And despite how far I kept walking, I couldn't seem to find my way back to the station. I was getting more and more lost in the labyrinth of small and narrow streets. I crossed the next street, and I felt something wet drip on my head. It was a water droplet. I wasn't underneath a rain cloud, nor was I underneath hanging laundry or an air conditioner. I was wondering, like, air conditioner? I felt uncomfortable. The hair on my neck rose. I could feel the intense stare of someone behind me. I quickly turned around. I saw an old woman looking at me. She was seated on a small stool in the street corner. Her eyes were sunken deep with age. She wore a black traditional dress robe, and she combed her hair in a tight bun. Her dress hid most of her body, but I could see that she was quite a small person. Her back was bent forwards with scoliosis, making her appear even smaller. Are we in the dark hour? Lotus flowers were placed on a mat beside her. She appeared to be selling them. She didn't appear to be someone dangerous. Rather, she seemed to me like a gentle and lonely old woman who lived a lifetime of honest but hard labor. A coin for a flower seemed like a small pittance, but it could mean a meal for her. I reached for my coin purse. Young lady, haven't you realized that there's another path? What does the lotus symbolize? Is this like part of the metaphor of our awakening? Sometimes the road won't appear until you take the first step towards it. Huh? I looked up, and somehow the old lady merchant had disappeared right before my eyes. The street corner where I thought she sat had no one. Behind it was just an empty alleyway. I stood, dumbfounded. There was not a trace of her. No stool, no mat, not even a lotus petal was left behind. I was starting to feel quite frightened. Where did she go? Had I been seeing and hearing things this whole time? I asked myself. I suppose this was what I got for walking alone in an unfamiliar place. I approached the alley. I had to get a closer look. Perhaps it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. My heart started racing as I cautiously approached the alley. And I peered in, thinking, praying that it wasn't all a malicious ploy by someone out to get me. But rest assured, there was not a soul. I suppose the old lady packed up her things and left. I looked through the alleyway again. I saw in the distance a familiar blinking sign. I realized I could cut through the alley to where I was earlier. I took my chances. I didn't think too much. A dark alley has its dangers, but at this moment, I was more afraid of being stuck in some unfamiliar place. I hated the feeling of being lost. I hightailed it through the alley. And as soon as I stepped out of it, I felt the air pressure immediately change. The street was bustling with human activity. It was warm and humid. I didn't mind it as much this time. It was comforting to hear the sounds and chatter of people going about their business. I was back to where I started before everything strange started happening. Ironically enough, it was the blinking adult video sign that signaled me back to this place. I was about to head out, this time in the correct direction. when I heard the muffled sounds of someone calling my name. It was another metaphor for, you know, exploring the unknown, taking another path, finding your way. And here we are. Michelle! Where was it coming from? Michelle! I heard my name being called out again. I looked across the street, and I saw her standing outside a store. It was Sam. She had the door open and gestured for me to come inside. It was a tiny and dimly lit shop, sandwiched between what looked like questionable establishments. I hadn't noticed her store even though I had walked past it earlier. My eyes weren't fooling me this time, right? I crossed the street. It was indeed Sam. Her smile, her gestures, it was without a doubt Sam. I was a little unnerved by what had happened to her earlier, but I felt much more at ease to see a friendlier face. Sam's excitement to see me was earnest. I would put behind me this strange sequence of events. It'll be a later date when I have to recall the words of the old lady. Ah, okay. Maybe the ending. Now we're like in a Wong Kar-wai film. Sam welcomed me into her store. It is a video store exactly as she had described. Her store wasn't too big. Her counter was small. She had for a seat a folding chair and a stool that also appeared to double as a dining table in times of need. The store was stacked floor to ceiling with shelves and boxes of videotapes and laserdiscs. Yo, laserdiscs! A small TV was plugged in near where she sat. It had a video of a black and white film playing. Heya! Michelle! I saw you walking outside earlier. You alright? You look a little dazed. I'm fine. I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Was there something you were looking for today? Oh, were you looking for me? Oh, were you looking for me? I was just in the area. No, I wanted to... Plus points! I wanted to take a look at your shop. Yeah, I love her outfit. Again, very 80s... 80s empowered woman, quote-unquote. What you'd see in Hong Kong at this time. The suit, like, this blazer, the skirt and everything. This is how, quote-unquote, empowered women dressed in 80s Hong Kong. I wanted to take a look at your shop. Really? Well, I'm happy to hear that. Please take a look around. If you find something you like, I'll give you a special discount. Okay. I looked around. She had the typical assortment of contemporary American and Asian films, television dramas, karaoke discs, and direct-to-home videos. Sam also had a section of classic Hollywood films such as Sound of Music and Casablanca. I remember I watched some of these films with my mother when I was younger. I wondered if my mother would want to watch these films with me again. The thought had never occurred to me that I could revisit these films with home video. Oh, right. Ooh, new art. She's looking at us, chat. She's looking at us. I felt Sam's eyes on me. She acted as if she was flipping through her ledger, but she was definitely looking at me. She had a slight grin on the corner of her lips. I didn't like being stared at. I picked up a tape off the shelf and read the back cover. I didn't have any particular movie I wanted to watch, but I didn't want Sam to think that I came over to her store just to loiter. I wasn't much of a moviegoer. The last time I watched a movie in theaters must have been 2 years ago. I preferred to instead read a book from the comfort of my home. I liked being able to follow along something. I liked being able to follow along something at my own pace. It's not that I dislike movies. I want to be able to feel something, anything, out of my own thoughts and volition. I don't like being forced to feel a certain way because of some graphic image on screen. Interesting way to look at it. I wondered what about film. I wondered what about film that made Sam. I wondered what it was about film that made Sam get into this kind of business, is what I'm trying to understand. Yeah, like what got her into this business? What about film? I put the tape back down. Sam was still looking my way. She seemed like she was waiting for me to ask her something. I pretended not to notice. I continued browsing. I saw that Sam kept a special selection of films in the corner of her store. Guessing by the languages on the covers, some looked like they were directly imported from their source country. A few English language films had a sticker on them, indicating that you needed special hardware to play the tape. I examined this section closely. Her eyes continued to follow mine. How do you know that her eyes are following you? So we're looking at her too. She's looking at us and we're looking at her. Come on, Michelle. Her eyes continued to follow mine. I didn't recognize any of the movies in this section. Even for the Chinese language films in this section, they were all by directors I never heard of before. The films looked quite old and predated even the films I watched with my mother. I struggled to pronounce the titles of some of them. Madchen in uniform? What language was this one? Sam got up from her stool. Oh, she's gonna make the move, chat. Do you have any questions about these films? What are these tapes? They look like bootlegs. Ah, yes. The bootleg video store. Memories. They're not bootlegs. Oh, okay. They're copies of rare and experimental films. Can you really set up shop like this? Can you really set up a shop like this with these kinds of tapes? It seems hard to sell. Eh? There's nothing wrong with them. One day, someone's going to wish there were more copies of these films floating around. Do you really make money selling these films? I do. Special interest. The lease ain't free. You gotta find a way to reach out to every kind of client. Well, I have my loyal customers. Certain movies really do help pad out the sales. Eh? What's that? It's nothing. Probably adult films. Would you like to look at anything else? Do you have any Chinese classics? I'll get something for my mother. Of course! How can I stay in business if I don't? Any particular one you think she'll like? I'm not sure. My mother really liked the movie The Dream of the Red Chamber. The Dream of the Red Chamber. Or The Story of Stone. Shi Tou Chi. Chi. It's a Chinese novel. Dream of the Red Chamber. The novel is a blend of realism and romance, psychological motivation and fate, daily life and supernatural occurrences. It's basically this game! Psychological motivation and fate, daily life and supernatural occurrences. That's just what happened to us. So that's why it's relevant to bring it up now. Dream of the Red Chamber has Balzac's panoramic view of society, the satire of arrogance and fashion of Vanity Fair, the funny, meandering... It's a review. It's a review suggesting why you should read the 18th century novel Dream of the Red Chamber. Fullest immersion one could hope for into late Imperial China. Interesting. 2,500 pages? I'll just watch the movie. My mother really liked the movie, The Dream of the Red Chamber. Which version did she like? I think the one with Bridget Lin. Is she a fan of Bridget Lin? I have a lot of her other movies. No, not really. I don't think she particularly likes her movies. Eh? She's the biggest superstar of Taiwan and Hong Kong. My mother isn't up to date with celebrity trends. She was and will always be a fan of Yam Kim Fai. She loves Cantonese opera. Perhaps she might like a recording of one of her films. Oh! Yam is quite a popular figure, isn't she? My mother was a fan too. Has she watched The Purple Hairpin? Definitely. I'm sure she'll watch it again though. I'll get a copy. Okay. This version of it is good. The sound is in stereo quality. Thanks. How about for yourself? Is there anything that you're looking for? Just name it and I can find it for you. I feel like Sam is expecting something else out of that question. I'm not sure. I don't have a particular one I'm looking for right now. So what kind of movies do you like? There it is. I like every kind. I like watching documentaries. Well, Canon Michelle just said she prefers reading a book, but how can I say no to this? I like every kind of movie. I don't know. I like every kind. I want you to recommend me your favorite movie. Oh. There's so many to pick from. Can you tell me a little more about what you like? I see where she's getting at. I don't know. No? What kind of movies do you like, Sam? What made you want to run a video store? We asked what was on our mind. As long as I can remember, I've been watching movies. I like every kind of film. Comedy, action, romance, drama. I can watch anything. What I like about film is watching the actors and actresses bring the story to life. Along with the film set, the cinematography, the sound direction. Sometimes it all comes together to create a picture so vivid and beautiful that it leaves a lasting impression on me. The films that I like are the ones I'll never forget. You just want to go back and watch them so you can think about them again. That's what makes home video so wonderful to me. I see. I just love hearing people talk about what they love, chat. But I can really see why Tego said play this game. It's too much for me. My heart ached at hearing Sam's words. Have you seen this movie? Sam pointed to her tiny television screen. It was a black and white Chinese silent film. It was made quite before my time. I didn't recognize any of the actors. No, what is it? Sam showed me the tape. New Women. That's familiar. I wish I understood all these references. 1935 drama indie film. The film centers around an educated and modern young woman, Wei Ming, played by Ruan Ling Yu, living in 1920 Shanghai. Ah, okay. It's a 1935 film. It is based on the life of actress Aisha, who committed suicide in Shanghai in 1934. Dutiful wife struggles to keep her family together through 8 years of war. Cool. Sam showed me the tape. This film, well, there, she'll explain what it is. This film is one of Ruan Lingyu's strongest performances. New women. Ruan Lingyu? I don't think I've heard of her. She also went by the English name Lily Yuan. She was a silent film star in Shanghai during the 1930s. We're learning things here, chat. Ruan was of Cantonese origins. Her Cantonese accent notwithstanding, her success as an actress was before the advent of sound in Chinese cinema. You could see in her films that she was talented in portraying a variety of actors with a high level of emotional depth. I won't tell you too much about her until after you finish the film. But I have to say, this film carries a lot more weight once you know what happened. I see. That's interesting. How do you come across your films? I'm sure even my mother wouldn't know about them. I had heard a little about her films before from old people. From people old enough to be alive during her time. Oh. I had heard a little bit about her films before from people old enough to be alive during her time. It is only recently that her films were taken out of the archives, so I had my chance to finally watch them myself. Ah, you can watch it here. It's not that long. Oh, we're gonna... movie night. Smooth. Here, have a seat. I'll rewind it to the beginning. Oh, she trapped us, chat. She trapped us. Huh? It's alright. I'll get a copy. Okay. I'll give you 20% off. 20% only? Only? Come on. Don't push it. She already gave us a friend discount. Can I buy one, get one? Whoa, Michelle! I'd love to, but I have to be fair to every customer. Were we joking? Was Michelle trying to make a joke? Ha 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 ha. I'll discount you more if you're a returning customer. Oh, this flirting chat. I also do rentals. Huh? Is that really fair then? Alright, here. Thank you. What is the movie about? Well, it's about an educated woman, played by Ruan, and what she has to do to survive in the society of the time. It's quite a brave film, considering its time of release. The last scene always gives me chills. It's hard to describe the film. You just have to watch it and see. Tell me what you think after you finished it. Okay. I hope you like it. I've been taking up a lot of your time. I shouldn't be keeping you from your work any longer. I should get going. Ah! Are you busy tonight? I don't have any particular plans. Would you like to come with me to a show? A show? It's at this pub near the station here. I know the owner quite well, and she puts on a special event every month. A pub? What about your shop? It's okay. I'll just lock it up. It's about time I close up anyway. Really? The sign outside your door says you still have half an hour till closing. Closing time is subject to management. What kind of management is that? Don't worry about it. Come on, let's go. Sam ushered me out of her shop and quickly shuttered the gates. I could try watching the movie she recommended, but I didn't really like the idea of going along with her to a pub. I was about to protest had not the venue been in the direction of the subway station. We're always like held hostage. I figured I'll go along with her for a bit and then excuse myself later. We had a nice conversation. Sam seemed cheerful. I didn't want to dampen her mood. Sam walked next to me, humming an upbeat song. She had on a ritzy outfit today. I didn't notice it at first when she was sitting behind her shop counter. It was quite outstanding. Sam wore a hibiscus red blouse, a fitted skirt, and paired these items with pointed toe heels. What a strange shopkeeper. I've never seen anyone tend the store dressed like that. I was dressed in my usual office attire, formal, neat, and clean. I don't have the look of someone going to bars after work. As we walked, the streets got more and more crowded the closer we approached the station. The sidewalk was shoulder to shoulder with pedestrians going home, going out, going somewhere. I took off my jacket. Oh my, it is warm. I felt awkward around Sam. From afar, I'm sure no one would think we had anything to do with each other. The subway entrance should be just around the corner ahead. It was about time I took my leave. I shouldn't involve myself with Sam anymore tonight. Not like this, I thought. Oh, the art does have her remove the jacket. Cool. Sam? We're here. The venue is just down those stairs. Sam gestures to a narrow stairwell leading down into the basement of a pre-war apartment building. The entrance was open. It was an otherwise inconspicuous place. I looked for the name of the establishment. All the place had for signage was a bolted plate beside the entrance door, which indicated in a small font that it was, in fact, a bar and disco. Oh my god, disco. I felt uneasy. I better not today. Michelle? I have to get going. Oh. I have some things I got to take care of. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry. No worries. There's always the next time. Sam smiled slightly. Did she feel disappointed? Sam, I'll walk you to the station. That's all right. I hope you have a good night. I'm gonna head out now. Whoa! Someone with another cool outfit. A woman in an ostentatious green power suit suddenly appeared between us. She put her arm around Sam's waist. She seemed well acquainted with Sam. No, is this your girlfriend? Samantha! What are you doing just standing out here? Hurry up and get in. Huh? What are you doing out here, Cecilia? Huh? You don't see me working? I have to be my own planner, promoter, security. I might as well be my own performer too if I have to do everything around here. You're busy as always, aren't you? Always. I saw you loitering outside. How rude, blocking my entrance like that. Just get inside already and make my place look lively. Sorry. Huh? Who's this? You brought someone this time? Okay, she's like the manager. She's there to attract customers. Interesting. Don't tell me this is... Cecilia, this is Michelle. Michelle, Cecilia. Huh? Well, aren't you something? I'm sorry, I'm actually leaving. Hey. Miss Wong, didn't you tell her it's ladies' night? There's no cover charge. That's not it. I have to catch the train. Whoa, where did you find this girl? She's so cold. You come in and sit for a bit, okay? Relax. You're much too stressed from work. Drink something to warm yourself up. Ah, yeah. Oh no, she does have that accent. She's like auntie. Yeah, this actually does happen, chat. Drink something! Warm yourself up! Come in, come in! Ah, yeah! Oh, and you can't refuse. Cecilia proceeds to put her arms around my shoulder and walks me down into the bar. Sam shrugs and follows in. Cecilia then excuses herself and begins chatting up other patrons in the bar. She seems like a busybody. The bar was named Ruby. I figured from the pink neon sign that was lit on the wall and the bisexual lighting. It was a weathered-looking bar that appeared as if it had gone through several aesthetic transformations throughout the years. Furniture was mismatched and the paint job was uneven and chipped in some corners. If I had to describe what its decor was like to a magazine publicist, God, yeah, 1986, I would say that it was a valiant attempt at combining cosmopolitan posh and tropical boathouse. Okay. Neon lights colored the thick plumes of cigarette smoke in the air. Loungy funk music played from a sound system that is reminiscent of the one my elementary school had in the gymnasium. The bass was terribly loud and made an awful buzzing and crackling sound. Regardless of what I thought of the bar's visual and sound aesthetics, people seemed to have a good time. If they weren't shaking their heads to the music, they were mingling around the tables with drinks in hand. I surveyed the room. I thought Sam's bare legs were too risque, but compared to everyone else here, she was considered modestly dressed. People wore flashy outfits that were outrageously over the top. There were women who dressed like men and others who dressed like circus performers. It was like a British fashion show. I wasn't the only person dressed in office attire, but I certainly felt out of place here. Sam suggested we sit down at the bar. I sat down on the seat at the end of the counter. Sam took the seat next to me, first exchanging greetings with the bartender before sitting down on the high stool. Every time Sam crossed her legs, I noticed her skirt would inch dangerously higher. This is an adult game, chat, right? And there's adult content enabled. So if we get enough points for that, it's happening. This was not good. Did Sam not notice this? My mother would have chastised me over such unladylike dress and behavior. Ah, yeah. I suppose Sam wasn't someone I could consider exactly feminine. A lady wouldn't go to a pub on her own. 1986. A lady wouldn't go to a pub on her own. And a lady certainly wouldn't be on a first name basis with a bartender. Sam ordered a drink. It was her usual, apparently, a tequila sunrise. Sam asked if I wanted to have the same drink with her, but I refused. I asked for a glass of water instead. I didn't want to drink tonight. It was a weeknight, and I had my own sense of pride. I wanted to do things on my own terms, not just to please someone else. We have standards. The bartender made a strange look at Sam. Sam carried on with her smiles. I couldn't read Sam's thoughts, but I tried not to think about it. Sam tapped her fingers to the beat of the music. She noted to me the names of the songs that played. I nodded along. It was something outside my knowledge. I noticed that Sam wasn't someone in need of company. Several people came over and gave their regards to Sam. Sam appeared to be popular here. One woman took a seat next to Sam. She wore a normal, broad-shouldered office outfit. However, the fitting was several sizes too large for her small frame. She kept her hair short, much like a boy's cut, and wore sunglasses indoors. It was a strange pub. It had a disproportionate number of women versus men. I guess that's what Cecilia meant by ladies' night. The strange woman continued talking to Sam. Their conversation wasn't something I could easily join. Their way of talking was obtuse. There was a lot of expressions and colloquial speech I could not understand. I turned away and looked at the empty stage. I wondered what kind of musical performance would it be tonight. I doubted it would suit my tastes. Why did Sam invite me here? I felt a hand on my leg. It was Sam's. She placed her hand lightly on my knee. Sam looked at me with a concerned face. Oh, it's a concerned touch. Okay. The suit-wearing woman excused herself and left to join another table. Are you alright, Michelle? I'm fine. I haven't been here for a while, so some old friends came by to say hello. I didn't mean to ignore you. That's fine. You can talk to whoever you want. Michelle, I'm sorry about earlier. Cecilia can be forceful sometimes. No, I get it. She reminds me of my boss. Really? You know, Cecilia used to be my boss at one point. I could never catch a break. Ambitious women are like that. What's that? What business did you have with her? Eh? It's not anything like that. She's like a big sister to me. Huh? Big sister? Yes, someone who takes care and invites you out for a meal together. That's all. I meant about your work. Yes, some years ago, a relative of hers owned a record store, so I helped them manage it at the time. Cecilia acted as if she owned the place, though, and treated herself as my boss. Let me tell you, she was fierce. She'd be upset with me if I couldn't name the songs off the Billboard charts. And she would give me hell if the books were off by even 1 cent. Oh, you mentioned that before. That's why she was mouthing off the names. I'm liking these little details. It's adding up. So that was who you were talking about. Yes, that's right. Looking back, it was a fun stint. I learned a lot then. When the owner decided to close down the record store, Cecilia swooped in and asked if I wanted to lease the newly freed space from her. I didn't know anything about owning a store then. I had a really tough start. But I was able to turn things around with all the people helping me. I wouldn't be where I am without them. I see. I'm glad it worked out for you. It's nice to have people looking out for you. Yeah. Do you like running your own store? Huh? Well, there's ups and downs. But I like the feeling of being my own boss. I can set my own hours. I can pick out what I want to sell. I can really make it my own, which I like. I'm still learning what it means to be a successful business owner. There's a lot of trial and error sometimes. But I think I'm doing pretty well for myself now. I see. That's good for you. What about you? What led you to be in a publishing company? Nothing in particular, really. I was recommended the position when I was in university by a professor. I got the job, and I've been there ever since. I've only been working for about a year, though. Is that so? Do you enjoy your work? Work is work. Yeah. I can't say I enjoy it, but it is what it is. I see. There was an awkward lull in our conversation. I didn't know what to talk about. It was a loud and busy place. I didn't want to raise my voice or bring up personal things here. Sam didn't seem too bothered. She seemed to enjoy this kind of atmosphere. She looked around and sipped on her drink slowly. When a fast-paced song came along, her fingers would automatically start tapping along with the beat. I noticed that she touched her hair a lot. Whenever she brushed her hair back, her gold-colored earrings would catch light from the stage. That's kind of like touching the hair is kind of like a body language-wise. Might be an indicator that they might actually be interested in you or something. Aside from facing you, of course. Sam's appearance caught eyes. Even though we sat in the corner end of the bar, anyone who walked by would turn and take a second glance at her. Sam had a different look to her today. It was an adult and mature look, a complete contrast to what I remember her wearing the other day. Yesterday, Sam had a laid-back and casual atmosphere to her. Tonight, Sam gave me a feeling of unpredictability. I never met a person like Sam before. Sam leaned closer to me. She was about to say something. I turned away to avoid her eye contact. I didn't want Sam to read my expression. It wasn't that I felt intimidated by Sam. Rather, I couldn't guess her motive. I felt at a loss. I didn't want Sam to know that. Sam continued the conversation. I know you mentioned before that we had differing musical tastes. So far, how do you like the music here? Unpredictability, everything, you know. I love it. It's different. Gives me energy. I like it. Funk. Liar. I can see it on your face. No! Minus points! Do we have to play Canon Michelle? Liar. I can see it on your face. You don't have to pretend if you don't like something. I appreciate you coming with me tonight. No! We failed! Minus points. We're not getting that CG, chat. We failed. Help! Can I load? I haven't been saving. I didn't know the stakes were this high. I appreciate you coming with me tonight. You know, this place plays a bit of everything. They'll play the most popular songs of the UK and American charts, and they'll also play Cantonese and Japanese hits as well. Every fourth Thursday of the month, they have a special disco night where they bring back the older dance charts. Disco? As Sam was about to answer, Cecilia came in and gave a hard smack to my back before taking a seat next to Sam. Cecilia was friendly towards Sam, but I felt an air of hostility from her. I should be careful around her. How are you ladies doing tonight? Hey, Cecilia. You finally pulled away from all your guests? For now. I still have so much to do tonight as tonight's host. Is that so? Huh? Hey, Samantha? What are you doing with your little guest in the corner? Is that a glass of water? Oh. What about it? Huh. I told you to loosen up a bit. Cecilia! Cecilia snapped her fingers and ordered something from the bartender. Here, a fun drink for you. A tequila sunrise on the house. And if you're not a cocktail girl, a glass of my finest champagne. I had it unlocked just for you. Cecilia, stop. That's enough. Huh? Why not? She doesn't want it. Don't force her. I'm trying to show her a good time. Don't you see her moping in the corner with a glass of water? Come on, cheer her up. I'm not moping. Okay. Why don't you have a drink with me? Don't be rude to your host. Which one will you pick? Champagne, tequila sunrise. I don't want either of them. I'll take them both. Yo. Wait, Are there multiple options? No, no, no. If I choose champagne, that's us. It could be our choice, right? That's us. We like champagne, not tequila sunrise. Sure. Well, let's let loose a bit. It's my choice. They're not pressuring me. I do want to drink, but not tequila sunrise. I want to try those. I'll take them both. No. Champagne. Oh, so you picked this one? I took the bubbly drink from Cecilia and tried to down it. I disliked the bitter taste of alcohol. So we have canon Michelle. We have canon tastes. So what's the point of it? Okay, we gotta play. How do we want to play her then? I dislike the bitter taste of alcohol. But I also dislike the feeling of losing. Okay. She was pressured to do it. Okay. I didn't understand why Cecilia had to push me around like this. Because Cecilia wants to make sure we're good for Sam. Or something. I didn't do anything to her. Cecilia coolly drank the other cocktail with a smirk on her face. You're a classy girl, aren't you? Michelle, don't worry about it. You don't have to actually drink it. Here, I'll finish it for you. Sam... You're too soft! Be easy on her, it's still a weeknight. Huh. Cecilia, when are the musicians starting? Why don't we all get on the dance floor? That's right! Yeah, I have to get them ready. When I come back, I better find you girls on the dance floor. Later, loves. Hey, don't take whatever Cecilia said to heart. That's just her big sister way of showing her care. I didn't take it to heart. We did take it to heart. Oh? That's good. She's a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want you to dislike her. I see. If you're tired, we can call it a night. It's alright. Sam, thanks for what you did earlier. Huh? Oh, don't worry about it. I just hope you're not feeling down because of me. I wanted to say to Sam that it wasn't her fault. Before I could finish my thoughts, Cecilia was there again to interrupt me. The club music had stopped playing, and she appeared on the stage under a bright spotlight. Ahem, testing! 1, 2, 3. Is everyone having a fabulous night? The crowd roared in a cheer. Is that a cheer? You can be louder than that. Don't fall asleep now. We got special guests tonight to get your body moving. If you're sitting at the table, get your dancing shoes on and get up on the dance floor. Let's welcome Sister Sisters! A group of musicians and dancers got up on the stage. People quickly crowded the platform. The bar that seemed half empty before quickly filled up. Those who were previously sitting at the tables were all on the dance floor now. The drummer counted in, and the sound of heavy synthesizers and bass followed. The room was filled with the sound of upbeat music. Damn! I looked at my watch. It was just after 11 p.m. If I left now, I could be home before midnight. I wasn't a dancer. I didn't like to drink. Now was a good time to excuse myself. Sam could go enjoy the rest of the night the way that she wanted. I never intended to stay with her as long as I did. I got up from the bar stool. Sam, Before you go, may I have this dance with you? I can imagine now the lights, the synthesizers. Beautiful lighting. Huh? Sam holds out her hand. Sam said something, but I couldn't quite hear the words. The music was deafening. We could hardly talk without yelling. May I? What? Let's dance! I don't know how to dance. I can show you. I should go. I don't really know this song. Is that so? I love this song. Huh? I said I'm going. You'll go? Alright, let's hit the dance floor. Huh? Are you hearing me properly? Sam's cheeks were flushed from the drinks, though there was a sense of clarity in her eyes. There was some frantic energy in her appearance. Sam held onto my wrists. Her hands were sweaty. Sam? She pulsed me into the mob. What? The lights were strobing. People danced in every direction. Hands were in the air. Someone was laughing. Someone was screaming. Wilhelm screamed. "Ah!" I was being pushed by moving bodies from every direction. It was hot and tight in the disco. The plumes of smoke had gotten even thicker. I felt suffocated. It was as if for these people, tonight was all that mattered. There were no thoughts about the handover, nor the growing economic uncertainty in the city. Here, liquor flowed endlessly. Money came easy. In Hong Kong will always be the same. Sam danced to the rhythm of the music. I love that. Tugs, tugs, tugs. They even have art for this. Okay. Help! I just wanted to go home. Sam moved left, right, and all around. Her body moved freely without regard to the movements of others around her. She stood out from everyone in the crowd. I couldn't do anything except follow her with my eyes. It was vivacious. The music continued one song after another. She continued dancing to the music. As I stood watching her, I realized that Sam was in a world I did not know and did not associate with. And a pervasive thought repeated in my mind that I didn't belong here. She's not comfortable. Michelle, are you alright? Sam stopped dancing. She held my wrist with her hand. I was the one that brought you here. You must be tired. I'm sorry if this wasn't something you enjoyed. Would you like to go now? It's not that. It's... You know... A place like this is where I feel the most myself. It's like this messy, chaotic, confusing... But... I feel free in this kind of place. It's a place where people come to have fun, to not think about their troubles for the day. People don't really judge you here. You can put aside money and status and dance the night away. You don't have to feel ashamed or hide who you are in this place. You can put on whatever outfit and feel confident with yourself. It's that kind of special place to me. Sam had a smile on her face, though she seemed to say these things to me from a distant place. There was a long pause between us. For some reason, I couldn't put together the words to answer her right away. I wanted to say something. I didn't want her to misunderstand me. I'm sorry I wasn't feeling well tonight. I see. I'm glad you found your special place. Can you... We need to save. We need maximum points, chat. Okay, canonically, Michelle was... She wanted to, push herself, be different. Not just live every day like it was the same, right? She wanted to do something different and push herself to new heights. Maybe this will help. Can you tell me more? I don't know much about it. I see. Could you tell me more about it? I never went to the disco before. It's a new thing for me. But I want to learn more about it from you. Huh. Maybe not right now. You're busy too. Michelle. Sam. You're a little pale. Have you eaten yet? Oh, that's right. I haven't eaten since lunch. Oh shit, and she drank too. Would you like to get something as a snack to eat nearby before you go home? I'll walk you out. Okay. We left the bar. Sam walked with me to the station. It was past midnight. Can I text my mom, please? Text. She forgot to text her mom again. It's okay. I did this all the time before when I was her age. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make the last train home. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make the last train home. I think you look nice in your shoes. I'm glad you're able to get them fixed. Thank you. I like the shoes. I like the shoes you have on too. It looks good with your outfit. Thanks. I observed the night scenery around me. There was something about being out on the lively streets at night that made you feel awake and alert. The electric energy from the bright city lights radiated onto the people that it shined on. The neighborhood I lived in was much quieter by this time. It certainly could not compare in liveliness. It was a warm summer night, but the night air felt much more refreshing compared to earlier. The night wind felt cool. It was far easier to breathe without all the heavy cigarette fumes found inside the disco. I felt more relaxed. I glanced at Sam. She walked with a slow step. She was quiet. I guessed she was feeling a little down. I didn't mean to spoil her evening. But I shouldn't have to keep myself out for her sake, I thought. It was still a work day tomorrow. I couldn't stay out all night. I had told Sam that she didn't need to accompany me to the station if she wanted to stay in the disco longer. But she insisted on seeing me out. The station wasn't far. It took only a few minutes to walk to one of the subway entrances. Just across from the entrance, there were several hawker stands still serving hot meals well into the night. Sam pointed one out to me. Ah! The curry fish balls at that stand are the best! Oh, curry fish balls, please! Really? The line for it speaks for itself. I can't believe it. At this hour? Would you like to try it before we head into the station? I don't know. It's late now. I understand if you have to go. I've already kept you long enough. Sam today was strange. I thought she had a persistent and pushy personality. But ever since we left the disco, she acted demure. Had I acted that coldly towards her to have dampened her mood this much? I didn't intend to be dismissive of her. If they're really that good, I'll try it. Really? I assure you. Let's get in line. Don't worry, the line moves really fast. She smiled again. Alright. I don't know why, but I felt shy seeing her smile. We were getting curry fish balls of all things. Yum. The popular fishball stand looked like any other. A stainless steel cart carried all the ingredients and supplies the owners needed to cook and conduct their business. Is this like chicken liver? Chicken guts? Ooh, so delicious. They worked seamlessly in tandem, collecting payment and preparing one order after the next. It didn't take long for us to be next in line. Flavorful smells wafted into our nostrils. We're next. Which one would you like to get? Which one is good? Spicy or non-spicy? The spicy is quite spicy. You can always get half and half if you want to try both. Okay, I'll get that. Okay. Excuse me, 2 half and half orders? It could be because I haven't eaten a full meal since lunch. But there was something about tonight that made the curry fish balls taste like something out of this world. They were something so ordinary, yet they tasted so extraordinary. It was delectably savory. The spicy ones had a good kick to them too. We ate up a whole plate of them quickly on the side of the road. I wanted to get another set to eat. How do you like them? They're quite good, actually. Do you want another set? Sure, I'll get it. I turned around swiftly. Oh! Before I could react, a passerby quite forcefully bumped into my shoulder and knocked the paper plate containing leftover curry sauce out of my hands and onto my chest. The sauce spilled all over onto my blouse, staining it a disastrous yellow-brown. Not like this. Oh no. The curry sauce is all over you. It's my favorite blouse too. I have to wash it off immediately or the blouse will be permanently stained. I think I'll have to take the taxi home. I'm sad. Huh? Looking like baby puke? You should get yourself cleaned up a bit first. Baby puke? It's more like baby poop. This is your fault. You're the one who invited me out and caused all of this. Wait, are we joking? We're joking around, right? I shouldn't have tagged along with you in the first place. Wait, we were not joking? Michelle, please! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Look, there's a 24-hour laundromat nearby. My apartment is just above. You can wait there while it's being washed. Uh-oh. What should I do? I weighed my options carefully. The yellow-brown liquid was seeping further and further into my blouse. The sauce was still warm on my chest and the smell was oh so strong. If my silk brassiere were to have a permanent brown stain, I would cry. I wanted to blame Sam for this curry disaster. I know it wasn't actually her fault, but she should take some partial responsibility for this. It's the least she could do. We're just being a tsundere. Kasar, oh my god. It's like, oh what? We're in her apartment now, dude. Hey, Michelle. I left for you a set of towels and some shirts you could change into out here. I'll bring your shirt to the cleaners and I'll come back right up. Just hang tight. Okay. Don't mind the messiness. I'll tidy up when I come back. Thank you. I don't really mind. Okay, make yourself at home. I had Sam take my stained blouse and undershirt to the cleaners. While she was gone, I changed into one of Sam's shirts. I'm wearing her shirts already? It was an odd turn in events. I was quite embarrassed. But at least I don't have to go around in public smelling like a fishball stand any longer. Can you please text your mother? We forgot to text our mom last time we hung out with Sam, so we stayed out too late. And her mom was super worried because we were out late without texting her. Sorry, it's 1986. Sorry, call. We have to call our mom, but we forgot about her. Late night grab food suggestions. Oh, yo, how about a burger? A sloppy burger with 2 patties, bacon, cheese. God. Well, we'll finish this scene, but I do need to get to sleep because I need to wake up early. But I want to see what happens next, chat. Let's see. Let's play that. Let's play out the scene, the evening. But yeah, I would go for like a sloppy burger, Tessar. Fried food. What else is open 24/7? Is there a pizza place? I don't know. No, I would say, yeah, I love pizza, and I'm feeling maybe burger, Tessar. Get that burger combo. Large and big in everything. Exactly. Sloppy burger sounds good. And hey, we just had fish balls. Curry fish balls on the side of the street. Why don't we have curry flavor in our fish ball stands? God damn it. Now I want curry fish balls. Anyway, but at least I don't have to go around in public smelling like a fishball stand any longer. Another inconvenient thing. What's going on with my luck these days? And right now, I'm stuck in Sam's house until my clothes are finished washing. I was so upset earlier. I know it wasn't Sam's fault. I have no one to blame except for myself. Huh. I took a look at myself in the mirror. Sam gave me a white button-up shirt to wear for the time being. It's a typical oversized white button-down shirt to give to your partner, my god. I saw her other clothes hanging in her open closet. Sam had quite an eclectic fashion sense. I should be thankful she picked out a plain white blouse for me to wear. It appeared to be the most normal-looking item she owned. The sizing was similar to my own blouse, but the fitting was worse. The shoulders were baggy on my shoulders. The material was thin. I felt a draft. Huh. Things just keep happening when I'm around her, huh? I've definitely missed the train now. Between taking a taxi home covered in curry sauce or going to Sam's apartment to wash up, I chose the latter option. We didn't have a choice in that, okay? You chose this, Michelle. You cannot blame us for this. I wanted at least to limit the embarrassment to as few people as possible. I didn't want to leave washing my soiled clothes for another day. Getting rid of that stain was a time-sensitive issue, that's true. I figured my mother wouldn't appreciate it if I turned on the washing machine in the late night. Luckily, there just happened to be a 24-hour laundromat nearby. And Sam's apartment was just above. Her place was less than 200 meters from the station. Not a bad location, I have to say. She lived in a small studio apartment. Her small twin-sized bed was a few steps away from a kitchen that had only a portable gas stove and a microwave. There was a small refrigerator, of course, but there was nothing otherwise in the kitchen that would have indicated that it was a place for gourmet cooking. They say that the kitchen is the heart of the home. In Sam's case, it is quite the opposite. While her kitchen might have been quite nondescript, the many personal belongings that filled her den was where she showed her taste. It was not dissimilar to her video store. Quite cluttered. I saw fashion magazines, books, tapes, and records stacked about in a disorderly fashion. On the contrary, she arranged her collection of photo books neatly. Pizzas and sub sandwiches? Oh man. Buffalo chicken and chicken wings. That's another good suggestion. I think there's a 24-hour chicken wing place you could go to and order from, Tessar. Oh man, I am gonna have to grab a bite to eat after this. I cannot. I'm so hungry. And we were just having, in this game, meal after meal. Oh man. But thank you for bringing up food, chat. I appreciate it. Alright, why does she keep her photo books arranged neatly? Oh, and she's also a photographer. Of course, this is her archetype. With an old film camera, of course. An old Leica of all camera brands. Oh, it appears broken. Never mind, we got ahead of ourselves. I thought she was just gonna check another box of the manic artsy girlfriend trope. An old Leica camera stood out on her shelf. It appeared broken, however. Her television set sat on top of a VCR player. I also saw that it was connected to a Laserdisc player, I guess for watching all her movies. There was so much personality in this small apartment. She made use of her balcony space as well, and had left some laundry hanging. I noticed she kept houseplants by the window. They were ordinary potted plants, though they appeared to be wilting. They seemed to say, "Please water me, I'm on the verge of death." I should heed their cries for mercy and water them. I'll borrow a cup. Wait! We're making ourselves at home already, watering her plants? What is this? Yeah, thank you for the hydrate, just like those plants. Not yet, Tassar. We have we actually won't be able to finish the game tonight. I'll find time to finish it on an off schedule stream. But there's more. Like, this is just our first not date. Yeah. Please water me. I found a cup in her kitchen cupboard. What's with all the metaphors so far? My god. I found a cup in her kitchen cupboard. At least her dishes were done and put away. I wondered if Sam lived alone. From what I saw, it didn't appear to be anyone else living with her. Why do you keep checking, Michelle? Thank you for the hydrate. I think we're good. She didn't have a sofa, nor did she have any other notable pieces of furniture besides a bed and a low table. We sound so judgmental. Was this a comfortable way to live? It would be weird for me to sit down on her bed or kneel on the floor. Let me guess. Since the only place to sit is on the bed, we have no choice but to sit on her bed. I stood by the balcony door and curiously looked outside. It seemed like people were still going about their daily business on the street below. Thank you for the posture check, Zan. It must get noisy somewhere at night here. It felt so strange to be here like this, standing around in someone else's clothes in someone else's apartment. For context, chat, the MC, the playable character, she is traditional spoiled rich girl. Okay. Yo, Nemona's one of my favorite animated films, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you loved it. Nemona is always on recommend for me. One of the best animated films that I watched recently. It's so good. Nemona is based on a graphic novel, if you're interested in that. Quite different, but the graphic novel has its own charm. But the animated film, I loved how they adapted it and expanded on the novel. I really loved it as an adaptation. Good night, Zen. Take care. Happy Lunar New Year again. Have a good evening. I'll see you on Persona later / tomorrow for our officially scheduled streams. Yeah, 4 thumbs up. Nemona. I hope Sam didn't mind too much about today. Michelle? I'm back. Ah. Oh, you were watering the plants? Thank you. I keep forgetting to water them. They looked so pitiful. Please consider them sometimes. We're so proper. Yeah, but they're still alive somehow. If you don't take care of them properly, sooner or later they'll wither away and die. We're so intense, chat. Okay. Your blouse will be done in an hour. We can pick them up from the laundromat when they're done. Oh god, we have an hour to kill, chat. Thank you so much. I've been a bother to you all night. It's gotten late now. It's no bother at all. It was all my fault that things didn't go well today. No, it wasn't. I had a good time. Really. Don't blame yourself. I see. I'm glad. Um, would you like to watch something on TV while waiting? I don't want to intrude too much. Don't worry. How about I put on a record? Just take a seat and relax. Let me grab you something to drink. Oh, it's fine. I'm not thirsty. Coke? I have Coke. Tepid water is good then. Just water? You don't need to be so reserved. Why don't I make some warm tea? Would that be alright with you? Sure. Tea would be fine. Okay, I'll be right back. Huh. Sam put on a record and went over to the kitchen to make some tea. Help! It's this song too. Sounds familiar. It sounds so familiar. But as far as I know, this is an original soundtrack. Sam put on a record and went over to the kitchen to make some tea. She had me sit on her bed while I waited, called it. I saw from the cover jacket that it was a Deanie Ip record. She was a popular singer and actress, but I never listened to this particular album before. I was surprised when I saw Sam take out a vinyl record. I would have thought that someone like Sam would have gotten a compact disc player by now. I listened to the music. It was a soft funk song. I think it was a Cantonese cover of an English song. Sighing softly, break my heart. I watched Sam boil water using a portable gas stove. I giggled a little bit. I suppose Sam is more old school than I first thought. Sighing softly, without saying a word. Yeah, it is this song, right? Wait. It is this song! Yeah, Hong Kong's Deanie Ip. She's real. She won the Hong Kong Film Award once for Best Actress. And she sang. Yeah, she's a singer. She's a singer. Okay, I know this song, but what's the cover of? Wait, Sighing Softly. Without saying a word. Hush, hush, not a word. Sighing softly to the river. Wait. Sighing softly to the river. Lyrics. Wait. Yeah, it's Sighing softly to the river. Pirates of Penzance? No, this can't be it. Sighing softly without saying a word. Hush, hush, not a word. Is this it? No, I don't think this is it. Anyway, Deanie Ip cover. Yeah, Cantonese cover. But, what is this? This song. Okay. Sighing softly without saying a word. Sam, with her back towards me, made me feel a little lonesome. The water didn't take too long to boil. The little blue flame danced quietly to the music. Before the song had finished, Sam came back with a set of teacups. She had made oolong tea. I took a sip. It is warming. It didn't taste too bitter. I hope you don't mind the place. I know it's a little cramped. I haven't gotten around to sorting out some things. No, it's fine as it is. Your place is close to the station. It's convenient, isn't it? It is. The song you played earlier. Could you play it again? I kind of like it. Oh no! Of course! It's my favorite song. Really? I guess I'm showing my age. What do you mean? The disco was good fun, but a part of me is stuck in the days of folk and funk. You know, years ago, Ruby used to be an old funk bar. It was never this flashy until Cecilia took over. I see. You two have known each other long. Record scratch. The scratch in the beginning, but you just have to lift the needle, put it back. I suppose so. About earlier. I'm sorry. What for? I didn't mean to yell at you. Or take away your evening with your friend. You didn't. I shouldn't have acted that way. I guess I was being selfish. Selfish? In what way? I don't know. Maybe you should be a little more selfish around me. She had attacked. She went for it. She attacked. She did not hesitate, chat. Maybe you should be a little more selfish around me. Sam shifted herself closer to me on the bed. Hello? My leg suddenly cramped. I stood up quickly. I have a leg cramp. Sam laughed. I felt flushed. I've been sitting around all day. I needed to walk around a bit. My eyes turned towards the photos that Sam had displayed on her wall. Sam had quite an amount of photos on display. I looked through them slowly. What are you looking at? Your photos. I'm not allowed to look? Oh, no, please. They're so embarrassing. I noticed that Sam had a framed picture of herself from when she was in high school. She went to a notable Catholic girls' school, of course. All-girls school as well. Seems to be. All-girl Catholic school. I was surprised. I had university classmates who went to the same school. They were prim and proper, dainty girls, not at all similar to Sam. Ah, okay. The Sam in this photo looked like a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed student. Her smile was not much different from the way it is now. There was a playfulness in her expression. It is cute. It is like seeing a before and after puppy photo. Smirks. Huh? I saw you smirk. What is it? You used to look so cute. That's what they're... You used to look so cute? What about now? I can't believe you went to St. Mary. Sounds like a neutral option. We'll be on. Your smile never changed. What? What did I say? Excuse me? Yep. It's also St. Mary's as well. Your smile never changed. You still have the same smile after all these years. Huh? You look so keen in this photo. What do you mean by that? I'll let you know. I was the top of my class in math. Why did she say keen? Translation error? At one point, I had a sign-up list for classmates who wanted to be tutored by me. Huh? Really? That's really impressive. A sign-up list? I can't believe it. It's true. I was good at teaching people how to ace the tests. Alright. I believe you. Do you really? I do. I'm sure your underclassmen really looked up to you. What's that? Are you being sarcastic? I'm not. Here, I'll show you a funny photo. Huh? Sam pointed to an odd photo. Who's that in this photo? It was a photo of a teenage Sam flanked by two muscular men. They were at a picturesque beach. One man I recognized as her father. He was wearing an undershirt and posed for the camera with his arms flexed. Oh my god, her dad. The other man in the photo was much younger than her father. He was bare-chested and proudly displayed his muscles. Young Sam was dressed in casual wear. She wore a short-sleeve shirt and shorts. She stood plainly in the center of the photo. She looked displeased. It was an unusual picture. Oh, that guy? That's my older brother. Really? He and my dad liked to bodybuild at one point. Ah. This was taken when I went with my dad to visit my brother in California for his wedding. Ah. He's in California. Your brother was married at the time? Yep. I see. He looked so young in this photo. He's 5 years my senior. He had gone to California to study when he was 19, and not long after, he called and told us that he was getting married. From his last Christmas card, I think he and his wife are on to their 4th child now. That's impressive. Do you have siblings? No, I'm an only child. Ah, I see. Do you get lonely without your brother around? Not really. He teased me a lot when I was a child. He called me names like Bucktooth Billy. There was one time he set fireworks off in the house and blamed it on me. Clearly, I was my parents' favorite child. We bickered a lot as children. I guess we didn't bond much, in part because of our age difference. I think that's nice though. I didn't have anyone like that growing up. It was just my mother and father. I'm not sure about a brother, but I always thought having an older sister would be nice. Is that so? You would make a lovely younger sister, I'm sure. Can we go past the sister thing, please? It's weird. Sam showed me more of her photos. There were a number of photos of herself as a child. She seemed like a happy child who liked to sing and dance. A wide, toothy smile could be seen in all her baby photos. Sam must have been quite an endearing child to her parents and a sweet sister to her brother. When I see her smile like that, I could feel that Sam came from a loving family. When I think about my own childhood photos, I wasn't as cute or photogenic as Sam. Usually, the camera flash would catch me with wide open eyes and a stiff expression, much like an animal in the headlights. My father liked to take a lot of photos when I was a child. After he passed away, there weren't many photos taken of me with my mother. My father's camera was kept in a storage box somewhere. Thinking about it made me feel a little sad. It was heartwarming to see that Sam treasured her family photos. Oh, since her Leica camera is broken, we can fish out our dad's old camera and let Sam use it. That's probably going to be a plot point. It was heartwarming to see that Sam treasured her family photos. I noticed one particular photo. It was larger than all the other photos she had. It was framed and hung on the wall. Oh, actress? It's an old picture. You have to show me your pictures next time for it to be even, alright? Oh, no, they're too embarrassing. Hey, that's not fair. I want to see you as a baby too. It's weird. I continued chatting with Sam about our childhood while we waited. Time seemed languid. I didn't feel tired at all. Earlier, when I was with Sam in the disco, it was so loud and busy. I couldn't really talk in depth with Sam. When we talked here at her place, there was something about Sam that reminded me of an old school friend. The way we could talk frankly without having to show face was refreshing. With coworkers or even with relatives, Meeting someone always involved showing proper respect and courtesy. It also involved a bit of showboating of one's education and wealth as well. It was strange, this time I shared with Sam. I had misjudged Sam earlier. I shouldn't let my prejudices influence my judgment of another person's character. We seek meaning in our lives, one way or another. Now we're getting philosophical. That's just life. For anyone and everyone in the city. When I was with Sam like this, I felt at ease. It was as if I was visiting a cousin's home, despite this being our second meeting. Though sometimes when I turned away, I caught her glance. There was an odd feeling. I didn't know how to explain it. This awkward tension between us. I noticed sometimes her hand would brush lightly against mine when we were next to each other. She leaned in close to talk. I noticed her eyes looked for my reaction whenever she made a funny quip or compliment. All signs! All signs you would see on like a checklist of, is she interested in you? Is she attracted to you? Check these. I felt as if I stayed here longer, something more. Oh, huh? I've completely forgotten about the time. Could I borrow your phone? Yes, of course. It's next to the television. I'll stop the record. 1 second. Thanks. I had forgotten to let my mother know that I would be late coming home. I wanted for her to at least not be waiting up for me. I had made her worry the other night. I dialed my own number with Sam's rotary phone. I should know my own phone number by heart, but my fingers felt clumsy. I kept misdialing. I eventually dialed the correct number. The line connected right away. Hello? Mother? I'm phoning to let you know. Yes. I'm on my way home. No, it won't be long. Please don't worry about me and rest. I know it's very late. I just wanted to let you know I'm alright. Huh? No, nothing of that sort. Something came up. Where am I? Oh no. Well, it's a girlfriend. Your mom, well, the mom won't suspect anything yet. Where am I? I'm just at work. No! Well, if you do say I'm just at a friend's place, it's... No, mom will not buy that. I'm just at work. Terrible excuse, though, because it's like past midnight. It's been a busy day. I had something to eat, so please, you don't have to wait for me. I'll be home as soon as I can. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Yeah. I'll take a taxi home. Bye. I ended the call in a hurry. There was a suspicious tone in my mother's voice. When she has her doubts, she would persist to question me. I had to cut the conversation short. I couldn't tell her that I went to a pub with Sam. That would set off 1,000 more questions. My mother associated pubs with degenerate behavior. Are the words they used here. Degenerate behavior! Degenerate behavior! I know some people would be in that pub. Even if I didn't do anything bad, she would assume that I did. Yeah, understandable. I was not that kind of person. Why does she have to make me feel guilty about every little thing? You finished your call? Yes. Why did you lie to your mother about being at work? Why would you... Okay. There's nothing you need to hide. Why were you listening in? I just overheard. It's it's easier to explain to my mother that I am at work instead of whatever happened earlier. The disco? You could tell her you're with a friend, eating late night snacks and having a chat. She won't believe that. My mother is the traditional type. Anything past 10 p.m. is considered late for her. If she knew I went to a disco, she jumped to the conclusion that I was out doing something else. Really? Is it so wrong to be out late? It's it's not wrong. It's just for my mother, she thinks it's not appropriate to be out late as a woman. She associates any nightlife with bad behavior. I wouldn't want her to misunderstand. Hmm, I see. Your mother must be worried about you. I can send you back now if you want. You can pick up the shirt from me another day. I can take care of it. It shouldn't be long now, right? I've already been a bother to you. You could have had a good time in the disco instead if it wasn't for me. No, you don't need to keep saying that. I had a good time with you. Blush. I have to be honest with you. Oh no, chat. She went in for the kill. She saw an opportunity and went in for the kill. All or nothing. What did she say? I have to be honest. I might just be one of the bad girls your mother warned you about. No! I didn't even notice. She's a walking red flag. Huh? No. It was a new experience for me. And I didn't mean to say that you're bad. I never meant it that way. You're different. Um, you're independent. You're cool. You can do anything you want. You're not like that. Wait, you're not like that? Bad? Oh, I like how it's also styled, the log. Huh? I have to go all the way down? Oh, it's here. I wonder how long a visual novel script would be like. Like how long is how many pages is this? Yeah, okay. Really? You think too highly of me. I think you're a charming person, Michelle. Uh-oh, what's with the music? Oh, okay. Much more than you know yourself. Huh? Michelle, I enjoyed being with you. Can I see you again? Sam. Yes. You can. You can. You can? Really? I'm glad to hear that. Um, I want to get to know you more, Michelle. Uh, I like what you have to say. I want to hear more of your thoughts and what you feel. The way you express yourself is pretty. Huh? Michelle, you are a pretty girl, you know? Huh? The way you are like this. Sam. Sam stepped forward towards me. I could feel the temperature rising in the room. Was it her body heat or my own? I wasn't sure. I closed my eyes and turned away. I couldn't bear to look at Sam in the eye. Her stare was hypnotizing. It made me feel weak, as if I was going to buckle over. Yeah! Kame doon! No! Okay, we unlocked the CG. Sam was standing over me. Michelle, look at me. Sam. Ah! Oh my god, okay. She leaned forward and pressed her lips on mine. In the warm light of an incandescent lamp, we shared a gentle, quiet kiss. I stood in a daze. My sensibilities were shocked. I never experienced something quite like this. I didn't know how to respond to her touch. I put my mental attention to anything that wasn't Sam's bodily contact. I heard muffled voices from above. The upstairs neighbors seemed to be talking on their balcony. I smelled something savory. Delicious smells wafted in from the open window. Someone next door was about to have a midnight snack. Somewhere in the distance, a dog was barking. It was so lively at this hour, I thought. That happens. That can happen. You just, after that kiss, everything around you suddenly, whoosh, you hear all the details, smell all the details, heightened senses. Even then, it was still enough that I could hear the drip drop of water from Sam's kitchen faucet. The sound of my own beating heart was loud in my ears. She smelled of a sweet fragrance. The balcony window that I leaned against felt cool. Her body that leaned against mine was warm. Sam's lips were soft. Oh no! What now? Did we finish the game? Is it done? I gasped for air. I had forgotten to breathe for an entire minute. I opened my eyes to the same studio apartment. I didn't fall asleep and dream. Sam was standing before me. She brushed back the hair covering my face and looked into my eyes. Her touch was gentle and warm. I heard her whisper my name softly. Michelle. There was a slow hesitation between us. I was at a loss for words. What was I supposed to feel? Everything was so sudden. Sam looked dreamy, almost wistful. She closed her eyes again. Sam put her hand around my waist. She leaned in again. Her body pushed against mine, and she pressed her lips against mine with more weight than last. I felt the pressure from her knee between my thighs. This was getting dangerous. I broke away from her kiss. Michelle. Sam. I have to go. Michelle. I felt flushed from head to toe. My face was hot. I could not say anything more to Sam, much less look at her in the eye. I froze up. My flight or fight reflexes took over. I had to get away. I pushed Sam aside and I quickly gathered my belongings. I left her apartment in a hurry. There was no time to wait for the elevator. I walked down the fire exit, and as soon as I was street level, I hailed a cab to take me home. Whoa. It didn't take long for me to flag a taxi down. I didn't realize until I was in the car that I was still wearing Sam's blouse, and that my own was probably drying in the laundromat. I just wanted to get home and get some rest. I would have to find a way to deal with this another time. At that moment, I couldn't even think clearly. I never experienced such a thing before, much less with another woman. I couldn't believe it. The taxi made the turn onto Argyle and out of the Mongkok district. Oh, she's in Argyle. The lights, the sounds, the people. It was too much for me. I put my hands on my lips. Sam, why did you have to kiss me like that? Oh, man. All right, let's end the day. After such a long day, I arrived back home. I couldn't believe what I had been through today. I caught my own reflection in the mirror by the doorway entrance. I looked disheveled. My hair was frizzy, the foundation on my face had rubbed out, and the dark circles that formed under my eyes were so horribly apparent. I was so tired. I needed to get out of Sam's shirt right away and wash up for bed. I tiptoed my way down the hall corridor. Let me guess, mother. My mother would be upset if she knew I got back at this hour. I called my mother earlier, so she should be rest assured that I was all right and on the way home. The lights were off when I arrived home. She must have gone to bed already. There was no way she would stay up this late for me. I sighed. I had only a few hours to rest before I had to be up again for work. This was all her fault. I was about to step into my room, successfully unnoticed, when I heard the sound of my mother's bedroom door. My mother stepped out. She didn't greet me at first, though her expression had said enough. Why are you home so late? I told you I was going to be late. Things kept happening at work. So much for you to come back in the early morning? Why is your shirt like that? Huh? Like what? It's so wrinkled. Oh, she didn't notice. It's... it's been a long day, that's all. I'm sorry. You didn't have to wait for me to come back. I told you I would be late. I put your meat in the fridge. You can save it for your lunch tomorrow. Thank you. I'm going back to sleep. Okay. Good night. Oh, what is it? Oh no, mother! I called your workplace and they said you left early today. Busted. You should hurry up to bed. You have work tomorrow. You can't go to work looking like this. Oh. Okay. My mother returned to her bedroom as quietly as she came. It took a few moments for me to regain my composure. I'm sure she knows. I know she suspects something. Her cold demeanor and curt statements caught me unguarded. My mother had the ability to send feelings of guilt and fear deep into my spine. Yep, very familiar. I didn't really want to hear what she thought of me coming home late. I don't know why it was always like this with my mother. Her care and concern had always been so much where it could be controlling. I know she loves me very much and only worries for my well-being. My mother had done her best to take care of me alone after my father passed away. I know she has been lonely. I love my mother. Sometimes I just want her to let me be my own person. How could I have told her that I was with another woman and Sam. What a weird person. I let myself get caught up in her games, and such a thing happened. I better get myself cleaned up and put this night behind me. I couldn't let a person I just met change the life that I worked so hard to build up. I had to get myself out of this weird shirt and put myself to bed. You can deny it all you want. We can't stop thinking about her, right? Uh-huh. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the kiss. I've never seen my mother and father kiss. Oh, okay. In movies, it was always between a man and a woman. How could Sam just kiss me like that? I felt embarrassed and hot just thinking about it. Sam really did kiss me, right? She walked towards me, and she used her body to push me against the balcony window. Her body was warm. I remember the cool touch of the window on my back and that of Sam's jade necklace on my neck. The old-fashioned stone pendant of Sam's glided down my neck and my collarbone when she leaned in towards me. Sam put her lips on mine. She pressed her lips on mine tightly. The kiss felt like it lasted for an eternity. When she finally pulled away, I was left breathless. Sam was so brazen. She didn't hesitate at all to go in for another kiss. The second time, she even parted my lips with her tongue. I remember waking a weird sound. I felt so embarrassed. I still couldn't believe it. I never imagined that I would kiss someone like that. Sam, what have you done? All right. Wait, okay, can we... I'll see the game there. At the end of the night, I did not get a wink of sleep. My legs were sore. My eyes were swollen. How was I going to get myself to work like this? I laid on the bed, ruminating over thoughts of calling Sin sick. But I better not. If I missed work, I would trouble my coworkers and give myself a harder time at work the next day. And I'm sure if I stayed at home, my mother would give me a long lecture on how irresponsible I was to skip work. I didn't want to have a one-on-one confrontation with my mother again if I didn't have to. I know she'll try to bring up what happened last night if I did. I have to force myself to get up soon. Looked at my clock again. I had some time to spare. I chose to keep my eyes closed for a bit longer. I had time until the morning alarm sounded. I groaned. I reasoned to myself that I could stay in bed for another 5 minutes if I ate while walking to the station. Alright, let's pause here. I do need to get to sleep as well. That just reminded me. I think it's a good place to end there. Unless there's an autosave and then... But okay, it's intriguing so far. I'm enjoying it. It is a nice change of pace after everything else we've played. No horror undertones or surprise twists of scientific experiments and shit like that. It's just a straight up love story. So it's pretty much the first game we played, I think, that is just simply straight up love story between two gal pals. So that is nice. And you know, some of the moments were great. Some of the writing was, you know, the build up to it, the way they describe things, the kiss, that was well described as well. I did enjoy those. So what's next for us? Our world has been changed forever. What will Michelle do? Find out when we play this eventually. But on schedule, we will be continuing with Persona 3 Reload later/tomorrow, same time. If I do get another free time to stream, I'll probably wrap this game up and finish it and play to the end. We want to know what happens at the end. I want to know what happens at the end. So we will finish this visual novel over time. But we will return to Persona 3. later/tomorrow. That's all I got for you today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone who dropped in, and thank you for following us off stream, the Jolly Norscan. It is a great time hanging out on your channel and meeting the rest of the circle of streamers that the late the Beard Party had. If you did enjoy this content, please consider hitting that follow button and checking us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, which is open 24/7. I'll see you all for Persona 3 Reload tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Let's just raid out tomorrow. I do have to get to bed right away, so no raid today. No raid right now. We'll raid next session. So thank you, everyone. And as always, welcome to the table. Have a great one. And I'll see you all on the next adventure. Bye-bye.